damn podcast.
Hello, co-culture family. Guess what? We have a website. We have a newly updated website available for you all to go search up today. The website is clubculturepodcast.com. You'll be able to find all the news and updates that you need to know about club culture. You'll be able to join our club. The club used to be the Patreon, but now it's hosted directly on our website. So you could become a clubby today. And we also have our merch shop. All the merch that you see me wear in episodes and all the other members, it's available on our website only. Check out the new Club Culture Season 7 Define the Odds hoodie that I have on. This is available on the website for you to collect as you follow through the rest of the seasons that we have. You see this nice embroidered beanie that I got on. It fits me very well. Everything is high quality. You know how I am about my okay? I don't play. And so check out the website. Join the club today. Join the club today. I have so many exciting things to show you all this season and forever on. And please, 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 the very top of the website, I'm going to show you all. The very top of the website, you'll see the bar up there, join the Discord community today. Please click that and join the Discord. It's free for anybody to have access to. It just have little terms and conditions to it depending on your tier of a membership. But please, go to our website today, become a clubby, join the Discord, and let's rock out this whole season. This is episode 125. I got Jonesy with me today.
I got T with me today.
Shut up. I got Khyle with me again.
What's up?
We got Cortland in the back.
Yo.
We got Jenna. And you know it's Big Sexy T. If you're on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. Make sure you do all three. Help us grow. And if you're on your favorite streamer platform, thank you for tuning in and make sure you leave us a rating. We have a bunch of things to talk about today.
Yeah, shit going crazy.
Shit going real crazy out here, y'all.
Yeah.
So we just gonna go ahead and start with the politics.
Okay.
Trump had his first week as being president for his second term.
Did you watch the inauguration?
No.
Oh.
I did not plan on doing that. Did you?
I watched Mississippi Valley play because the band director from Gary. Other than that, nah. I don't watch no inaugurations. They boring. They don't do nothing.
Fuck that band. What you do?
Yeah,
Did you
fuck
watch
that
it?
band. No, I took a nap.
That was good. That was a good use of your time.
I took a nap.
Well, while you were napping,
Yeah.
Trump he signed a bunch of executive orders in his first week as president.
Bunch of shit.
A bunch of shit. And I want us to go through some of the things that he signed. Now, Cal, can you do me a favor and explain what an executive order is for the people?
So an executive order is something that we all have to follow like a law, but it's not exactly a law because it hasn't gone through Congress and been approved in that way that a normal bill has to go through. The president just signs it. We have to follow it. And because it's not a law or anything like that, they can be undone by the next president.
Yes.
Which is what Donald Trump has done in both terms now. As soon as he got there, just undid a bunch of executive orders that were signed by Obama previously and now Biden. And so that's it.
I'm not a DEI hire no more. It's fucked up, man.
You ever got a job because you was black?
No, but I've got one because I was a veteran. I ain't a DEI hire no more, man. It's getting real out here.
Before we get too deep into it, I want to touch on what you just said. You got hired because you were a veteran.
Right.
That is exactly DEI.
Yeah.
Right? It's an assistance program for you all.
Right.
Do you feel poor when you use it?
Hell no. Nigga, it's benefits. It ain't necessarily assistance because it's not like you can't, like, being a veteran isn't like being down on your luck or like being disabled or something. Like we go through something to get this shit. So it's a benefit. And hell no, I don't feel poor using this shit.
Okay. We go through something to use it.
Right.
I can't feed myself, so I have food stamps. I can't feed myself the way that I should be able to, so I need assistance to do so.
In the process, did you protect nuclear weapons or something?
No, I'm
Like
just
what happened?
I'm just an American citizen, and that's a program that they have to sponsor their citizens
Right.
in that way.
Okay.
And so that's just the requirement I have to meet. I have to meet a certain income level
Right.
to be able to get that assistance.
I'm following.
And so I don't know. I feel like there's this disconnect between VA and then just regular government assistance. It's the same thing technically. It just looks cooler because this person was diffusing bombs instead of this person just being dead ass poor.
I don't know if that's the same.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
I don't like. It's the same, but it's not because it's a benefit rewarded after you do something.
Mhm.
Like you being broke is. What did you go through to become broke? Like what happened?
Slavery for one. That happened, right?
Okay.
08 crisis, the recessions. We know what happened in America for why so many people are poor.
Right.
Right.
That's like though it's similar setups for why we created this program. It's just the people that meet the bill to be to satisfy and be able to.
It's not given to who you think it should be awarded to.
Do you feel like you?
Because I don't, huh?
Do you feel like there's some disparities with the with VA, like who gets it and who actually gets approved and the resources come to them? Do you think there's any disparities there racially?
I haven't dug deep into it because like there's only like certain VA hospitals in certain places. Like
Mhm.
some people gotta like really travel to go to a VA hospital.
Yeah.
So I haven't looked into like if there's any type of malpractice and like where they placed them at because
Yeah.
it could be.
Mhm.
So it could be something there.
If y'all got
But-
sergeants raping women in the army, it's hard for me to not think there's some disparities with who can get benefits after they're done serving our country.
100%. That's definitely something that I can put my tinfoil hat on and talk about with you.
I just think there's some similarities in the way that American citizens try to get benefits from the government and then how you all also veterans get benefits, but it just looks cooler and doesn't get the same connotation
Mm-hmm.
that a person that's on food stamps gets.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think they should. I don't think there's anything wrong with using government assistance.
At
I
all?
don't think those people deserve the connotation that they get.
Yeah.
But I don't think those two things should be treated the same.
Why?
Because the sacrifice that it takes to go into the army and all of that,
Mm-hmm.
like that's just being paid back for that sacrifice.
Yeah.
That's not the same as, hey, how can y'all have all of this money and leave people poor? I think those are just different options, different arguments.
What?
Like,
Wait, how can you have all this money and leave people poor?
what do you mean?
How can you not pay back our veterans? And a lot of our veterans they don't meet a certain income
Hey,
level.
Right, and the thing is, I
for
just
a
don't
minute,
see a
we ain't have a
parallel.
VA.
Yeah, like
we
y'all
had to
just
fight
had to fend
for
for
that.
yourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't see a parallel between those two questions, though. I think those are just different issues that
There's not a
could be.
parallel. Maybe I'm not communicating
Yeah.
it properly. There's
Yeah.
not a parallel.
Right.
I'm able to acknowledge that when you're American citizen and you're on government assistance, you have a certain connotation.
Right.
When you're a VA, when you're a veteran, you don't have that similar connotation. That's what
Okay,
I'm just asking.
I'm following
And I'm
your
just asking,
point.
like, why?
Yeah.
We both are receiving.
Because it look cooler, nigga. You
That's
ain't,
what I'm
You
saying.
ain't gonna
That's what I'm
defend
saying.
motherfucking bombs, nigga.
Yeah,
I
that's what
was
I'm
there,
saying. That's-
nigga. When we
Yeah.
bombed Gaddafi, I was there,
Got you.
nigga.
Got you.
Yeah, I
That
don't-
looks cooler than being broke in the hood.
Got you.
It does. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
now we
That's
get it somewhere.
correct, but
Yeah.
I don't think that's it either, though. After somebody goes and does that kind of job for you, you should take care of them.
100%.
Like, I just don't.
But I'm following what
Yeah.
you saying, like, and honestly, bro, I used to rock with a chick, and she'll probably go, "Hey, we could use my food stamp card here."
Mhm.
That was the best time. You can't
Yeah.
shame me for no shit like that.
Right.
I got a couple racks in my pocket, and she got a food stamp card, nigga. We up? What you talking about?
I love Food Stamp Day.
Hell yeah!
As a kid, that was my favorite day. I knew exactly. May 1st, 1st of the month, 7th of the month. I love that.
Y'all got them the 1st and the 7th?
Well, those are the days I remember when we were able to get food stamps because we couldn't get it.
There was never consistent days. I was always jealous of people that got food stamps, so I never got to ask them
Oh, I
questions.
didn't. We didn't. It wasn't consistent. It
Oh.
was sometimes. Sometimes Mama made too much. But getting back to the executive orders, because we kind of went on a tangent that took too long to explain.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't following that first.
Let's just list off what are some of the executive orders that you are totally against that he signed.
All of them.
Okay. What's the one that stood out the most to you?
The one that stood out the most. There were so many incredibly stupid ones that I can't even say. So like the one like withdrawing from the World Health Organization.
Yes.
Like what's the benefit of that, right? He had the one the government is only gonna recognize 2 genders, but I think he actually wrote it as sexist, so I'm not sure if that's actually gonna work the way that he believes anyway.
2 sex. Yes.
Obviously the ones repealing the Civil Rights Act and shit like that. Like the fuck are you doing? And how do you do that and say I'm not a racist at the same time? How do you say
It's impossible.
y'all niggas got civil rights in the 60s and that shit been bothering me and I'm about to do something about it as soon as I become president again and say I'm not a racist at the same time?
And then you agree with what he did and you still don't think you're racist.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the shit is incredibly dumb to me. And that's after Elon Musk was up there doing the Nazi salute and shit. Like these people showed us exactly who they are.
The immigrant.
Yeah, you know the shit, or Elon Musk.
Elon Musk is an immigrant.
You know, and that's what makes all of this shit so crazy. Elon Musk an immigrant.
Trump's
Melania
wife.
Trump a fucking immigrant.
Well,
like he removed
technically
the birth
she's not.
rate. How is she not an immigrant?
When she moved over here, she got her citizenship.
You're still an immigrant. You're just a citizen now. That's all.
Yeah, she just did it the way.
Yeah, so she's not an
way.
illegal immigrant, but she's an immigrant.
Yeah.
But
You got
can't be that
legal,
against
legal
immigration.
immigrants and illegal immigrants.
Yeah,
You're
He's
correct.
illegal.
You're correct.
you know, it's like all of that shit is dumb. Even down to him removing birthright citizenship.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of shit is that? So how do we decide how you become a citizen? Like,
Just moving the goalposts further for immigrants.
but for everybody else too.
But I
I
was
know
gonna say
I'm a
for
citizen
everybody.
because I was born in Chicago. So
Prove it.
So I guess right, need the birth
Prove
certificate and
it.
shit. But it's like, so now if I have a child, how do I know that this child gets to be a citizen? Is it just because I'm one?
Yeah, so both your parents have to be born here.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
This was a lot of shit like that he was doing. It's just incredibly crazy, and he's doing this shit as soon as he gets here. It shows you what his priority is.
No grocery prices, no rents.
Before
Gas
he got
going
here,
up.
he said, "I don't know how I'm gonna get the price of eggs down after he won the election, or after the election was called in his favor." I won't say he won it.
I like that.
It's really the distinct contradictions and hypocrisy in his executive orders. Like, your wife is an immigrant. Elon's an immigrant. He has a whole office where he can hire 20 people to join his team
Yeah,
and lead the whole little crypto organization that they formed in the government right now. Elon also has a transgender child.
I didn't know that.
But you have a bill, an executive order that disproves that child's being.
I mean, he disowned the child a long time ago, so
Yeah, maybe he don't care.
yeah, clearly he doesn't.
But you're an immigrant, so you like I don't get it. I don't get it.
I
don't
feel like we're living in a South Park episode at this point.
For all of this shit to happen on Martin Luther King Day was crazy.
Yeah, white America showed their ass on MLK birthday, bro.
Man.
And Coon America too.
Yes, sir.
That nigga got up there talking about
That
free at
pastor?
last. Somebody need to whoop his ass.
I ain't even
Like-
click on it.
Man.
Once I seen his head start doing a whole lot of these, I'm like, nope.
And if you see all the white people in the background looking at him like, you niggas not free, that shit is insane. I can't believe he did that.
Like, there's
Like-
nothing a black man should be preaching about at the inauguration is having him pull the Al Sharpton.
Yeah, like that whole thing was just insane to me. And it's like, how do you agree to go? Like, why would you say, yeah, I'm gonna go and preach? Like, you could have said no.
You
but
definitely could have said no.
I feel like our people, since we've never really been pushed into politics to actually pay attention to it and try to vote in our best interest. It was more so just like, shit, they telling us to vote, I'm gonna just go out and vote, and I'm gonna vote Democrat.
Right.
I feel like because that's always really been the pattern for our community, then you have people on social media trying to push us to go vote and then vote in our own interests. You're still dumb and can't read. And so you're finna go vote for your best interest, and your best interest is, well, this nigga over here talking about crypto, so I'm going over here with him. Cause it's so like you already can't read, so you can't really comprehend that concept of a plan that he has there and how it doesn't necessarily absolutely benefit you. It's just an idea. And because you don't have the other candidate talking about it, I'm finna go that way. So like Nelly was trying to explain why he performed at one of the inauguration events. And he had said, I'm fucking with what Trump talking about. Like, I like what he got going on. And I didn't like Biden at all. But he couldn't specify what the fuck exactly Trump got going on. Because I'm sure you don't know what the fuck DEI is. Because you've been a rapper all your life.
At least the past 23 years.
Yes. That's real disrespectful to all of the rappers. But.
No, but he tried to jump into country music. But his brain is probably not big enough to understand that is DEI. That's diversity, equity, and inclusion. When you start with hip hop and then you want to cross over the country.
Why should they let you in?
Why should they let you in? And if he would have had the same barriers that Beyonce is having, maybe he wouldn't fucking feel like he's so similar to what Trump got going on. But you know.
And that was after he said, "In my household, we don't see politics."
Now, I didn't see that part of the clip. I saw maybe like 2 or 3 minutes of the shit that he was saying, and before I had enough. And you know, he was talking about everybody else didn't call me. Didn't nobody want to hear Hot in Here at the motherfucking inauguration? Why was they gonna call you?
Right, especially when we got Megan Thee Stallion, bro. Like, we don't want no fucking Nelly.
You know.
We got we got Megan Thee Stallion, bro. We don't want no fucking Nelly.
Yeah, I do have to object to what you were saying
Do you
earlier.
think I'm sure
About the niggas not knowing who to vote for and we voting for him. But like after seeing the numbers that we saw come back with the results of who voted for who, I feel like at this point speaking about black men voting at all, it's just not productive, and I think it's just painting a picture that's not accurate, you know.
I think you're doing me a disservice by taking what I said and soloing it to me just only focusing on black men just because I brought up Nelly.
No, it wasn't just because you brought up Nelly. It was because I felt like that before you brought up Nelly. I just was letting you finish.
That was the general American citizens that vote for him. That had nothing to do with black people voting for him. It was more so I was saying black people have been taught this certain way of how to vote, and then they learn maybe I should vote in my best interest, but they don't know exactly what their best interest is when they're listening to a politic talk about interests.
And that's what I was responding to.
Yeah.
When you were saying black people didn't know who to vote for, and then we go for him. And I'm saying, like, when you just look at the numbers, that's not what happened. So I just had to speak to that. That's all.
I think a lot of them still just voted Democrat, and they still don't know what their best interests were.
But so you're saying their best interests weren't voting Democrat?
No, their best interest was to actually know why they're voting for Kamala, and not just because she's blue and she's not Trump. Like you go talk to just the typical black American that has the same literacy rate that we talk about so much.
Right.
They cannot pinpoint why they chose to vote for Kamala. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you still voted for the person that I wanted you to vote for, but why did you do it?
Okay, I just don't think that was clear in the way that it was presented. But
That's
I'm
cool.
with you.
We got it now. So what else? What else about these executive orders? I'm kind of upset. I'm really upset.
Get your shit off. What's really
what?
grinding your gears?
I'm just upset that because we've been talking about this politics shit in season 6,
right?
And if you go through some of the clips, I predicted all of these things. I said this is exactly what he wanted to do when he said Christians go out and vote. It's gonna be your last time. You won't have to do it no more. Just do it this one last time. I said the nigga want to form a dictatorship.
You said it in the same tone too.
So I'm upset. I don't really got too much to say. I already fucking said this is what was going to happen.
They also told us this was what was going to happen when they wrote Project 2025. And
Literally.
then the people who wrote it ended up in his cabinet. And then all of the things that were in it are these fucking executive orders that he signed on the first fucking day. When he told us he had never heard of it, didn't know what it was. He had no affiliation to it.
And you just gonna believe him.
I feel like an Austin
And they
Powers
said
movie.
that the Democrats were fear-mongering.
Okay.
And it's like both of y'all were
You
kind of
know.
fear mongering. You want to be honest.
But how the fuck is that fear-mongering when we point to, hey, this is what he said he's going to do, and then he does it? How the fuck can we call that fear-mongering? Like,
I think it's fear mongering until it's proven true. So I think at this point we can't call it fear mongering, but in the
Okay.
beginning you can.
in the
Understood.
beginning, I don't think we could either. It was the people who had already worked on his cabinet and he was still in contact with. It's like, damn, us three right here, if some shit come out, they say Club Culture got an agenda. And I say, shit, I don't know nothing about it. Well, damn, nigga, wasn't you just with them?
I mean, but
know
you
what I'm
could
saying?
not
Like,
know about our
y'all
agenda.
didn't talk about it. So all them niggas you with, they got a plan for what the president gonna do. You the one running for president, but you don't know what they talking about.
Yes.
But you know what I'm saying? Hell no. That ain't no damn fear mongering. It's like, what the fuck? And then it happened. First week. Like, the first week, he comes signing all that shit. And then sending ice to the schools.
So do you honestly believe he'll be able to like remove voting?
So they're already talking about the Third Amendment right now, and trying to get him to able to just start at least with a third term. Like that's been discussions in his first week.
How old is he? How about,
He at least
he's
he at least
77 or some shit, right? Like,
yeah.
the nigga, come on, man.
After calling Biden old all that time.
A third term. Hey, look, if he here, fuck it, he can have it. Fuck it, I ain't gonna fight it no more.
So he also went through and pardoned all the January 6th rioters.
Yeah, of course.
Pardoned all of those fuckers, right? But we
Right.
had one individual that talked about how she don't want, I'm going to jail. I did something wrong, guys. So I got a clip of her discussing that.
This is?
Yeah.
Was an insurrection, and I don't want to be a part of helping them rewrite history. I was guilty.
So
I pleaded
you're,
guilty. I was guilty.
so you're happy for your conviction to stand.
Absolutely.
What was it that made you take part in the Capitol riot in the first place? What drove you to do it?
You don't realize it at the time. I know now that MAGA is a cult and that Trump is a dangerous narcissist that put out the big lie that the election was stolen. But when you're in the MAGA cult, they gaslight you so much and tell you not to listen to anybody but Trump. And you go along with them. You don't do your own research. You lose your critical thinking and you just start listening to all the lies. But later when as I found out, all of this has been nothing but propaganda and lies, and that Trump truly is a dangerous narcissist. He's now a felon, a criminal. So it's not surprising that he's bringing his other criminals to help him implement whatever he's planning on doing.
Do you think it is dangerous to issue these pardons, certainly to those guilty of violent crimes? Do you think it could lead to more trouble?
Absolutely.
So
That poor lady. She ain't know what she was doing.
Wasn't no fucking poor lady.
she was not no fucking poor lady.
Fuck her.
Hey man, they all just deserve second chances.
Why are you playing in my face right now? Why are you playing in my face right now?
Why was
bro?
she at the fucking riots?
What
of
are you
all
doing
people?
there?
Like, why are you there?
So let's talk about what we kind of touched on last episode with stemming from this clip. We talked about how, when a white person does something, something negative, it doesn't become the whole representation of the white community.
Right.
That was an entire riot of white people storming other white people's institutions. And nothing happened to them because they did it in favor of one person and he protected that whole group.
I was gonna say something did happen to him. There's just corruption in America. let their homie get in office.
Yeah.
This shit is insane.
I appreciate her coming to light, but
I don't. Fuck her.
you fucking knew. You had access to information the same way we did. And none of us in here was like riled up and agreed with shit that nigga had to say for why we should storm the Capitol. But you chose to do so.
Mm-hmm.
You got to live with that decision. I'm glad. I hope she do go all the way. Go to jail. Serve your time and really
serve
prove.
your full sentence. Yes.
Serve your
Prove
time.
to us that you mean it.
Yes. Like you have to do that to prove to us that okay,
100%.
you can come around. Like we talking about inviting niggas to the cookout. I'm not inviting her still, even though she go to jail. But like you got to be that extreme for me to think that I can have you next to me.
That's a good start.
That's a good start.
That's a great start.
Especially after you storm the Capitol.
Yes.
Like if you didn't storm the Capitol, you might not have to be that fucking extreme.
At all.
But if you was there on January 6th,
Yeah.
Like somebody died that day.
you know, literally, and that shit is insane that he's doing this. And the crazy thing is, like, they were talking about how the police officer who shot the lady was supposed to go to jail and shit, right? Like they were talking about, oh, if she was black, we would be rioting and shit. And it's like, nigga, I don't even want to call them niggas. But y'all were rioting. Like y'all were doing it already.
Yes.
Like,
It was
what the
in
fuck?
progress.
Yeah,
The riot
you know?
in progress. R.I.P.
Yeah.
All right.
No, that shit is crazy. I
So-
don't understand. Like, how you get away with that?
Oh, we got more videos?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I do. It's a funny one, but I'm gonna save it for the end because I'm mad right now. To wrap up this the executive order piece of this, what do we do? I want to talk to our community. What do we do for these 4 terms? Let's say the whole Third Amendment does not get changed, it's still intact, and he can only just serve for these 4 years. Let's say that does happen.
Right.
What do you think we as a community should be doing in preparation for the next election?
Trying to play the game so we can come up in this system that he finna, create or supplement. I don't know what word to use though.
Okay.
But like with the crypto shit, the meme coins is going crazy and shit. Like we really need to work close and hand in hand with people that may not like us. But that's the great thing about the internet and social media. When you get in these discords and these Reddits, you don't know these people.
Mm-hmm.
You could be talking to fucking Bubblegum from the swamps in Alabama to where if he see you, it's fucking smoke because you black.
Mm-hmm.
But since y'all both in this Discord talking about fucking crypto, this is your best fucking friend. We just got to infiltrate those smaller spaces. Because
Okay.
we can't infiltrate the big ones. We don't got no bread.
Okay.
So I feel like that'll be a start.
Okay.
Just educating ourselves. Get y'all library cards.
I think education is first. We really have to want that for self. And you take the effort to go educate yourself and then educate the others. Like, with just crypto, like say you know about a coin that you feel like is probably finna be on the rise. Because a lot of people did just make a bunch of money off that Trump meme coin.
Hell yeah.
I would have loved to have known to put some money down. Even if it was bad advice, I would have listened to it because I follow crypto.
Right.
I would have did it, but I knew nothing about the Trump coin. And so if you know that, put your community on, just put it out there. We put a lot of shit on social media that does not do anything for our community.
Nothing at all.
And I feel like now, like, bro, don't hold information. Just put the shit out there.
Facts.
Yeah. I'm feeling real pessimistic about all of this. To be honest.
I do too.
I think the most important thing for us is to just try not to fall into the Trump shit.
Mhm.
Like what happened last time with the $1,200, and now you got niggas thinking that he all right, he a good person, he fuck with us, he T Daddy, all kind of silly shit that they be talking about. You know, I think we just have to resist the propaganda, which it's a part of the education and all of that, just maybe on a slightly different side than the financial achievement. But I'm just very pessimistic about the economy, all of that. But I think we just need to be in position in 3.5 years to understand that we have to do something different. And I think the problem is there's so much of it that's not in our hands.
Yeah.
Because like I mentioned earlier, when you look at who the black people voted for, we knew who the fuck side we were supposed to be on. It's everybody else. And that's kind of what gets me pessimistic about the whole thing about what we can do to prepare shit. At this point, it's fucked up that we have to rely on other people, but we do. and it's on them to understand what the fuck is going on. So we do need more ladies like the I'm gonna take my ass to jail lady, you
Yeah.
know. But you know, I don't know how the fuck we can influence that.
I think we can influence that by not being so inclusive. We don't. How many Mexican friends you let's say nigga? Us obviously we don't do that.
Mhm.
But how many how many people you know that let they Mexican homeboys because they feel like they grew up like us can say the N word? Too many. I know too many.
Yeah.
Like we can't be as inclusive because that does nothing for us when they turn around and they vote for the man that's finna separate their families.
Man,
Okay.
that's the way to say that. I mean,
That's exactly what the fuck he did.
Yeah, yeah.
Taking the kids out of school. I guess that's our little segue.
Taking the kids out of school.
Taking the Latino kids out of schools. ICE is
they've
coming to
been
get the
doing
kids
raids.
out of
Oh.
school.
You didn't hear about that? I
Oh
know-
no, not till I knew we was gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know they were doing it in New York and here. They
Shit,
said
yeah.
yesterday, maybe yesterday or the day before, there were 2 schools on the south side that they went to try to get the kids, but they didn't let them in here. But I guess in New York they got the kids.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is crazy.
That's got to be traumatizing to the other students.
Yeah, you know,
Like yo homeboy, even though he an illegal immigrant, y'all don't know shit about that. You just know
Right.
this your homie,
right?
and a masked up grown ass team of people just come snatch that nigga up.
Yeah,
Like
Right.
it ain't no better way of doing this.
and then they never gonna see him again.
Yeah, they never gonna see him
like
again.
if I was in that classroom and I saw that, I don't know if I would want to go back to school.
You-
Like
you can't send me
especially,
back to
You know,
school.
not knowing how young these kids are that happened to right now.
Mhm.
But imagine being 7 or 8 years old and somebody come take him out of school and he just gone.
Yeah.
And that's
You
it.
probably fuck around and think you next.
Yeah, you know, you gotta think you next because you don't know why they did that to him.
And then you as a parent did not prepare yourself for this moment. How do I communicate this with my child that child is illegal? This is what the president wanted. I probably voted for the president. Like,
So you did vote for the president. Like, how do you even explain that to your kid?
yeah.
Well, the people who did vote for the president are definitely gonna tell their kids that you know that's what was supposed to happen. That's it. You know, like, it's really it's sad and it's fucked up that they're doing that. But I don't know why we're that surprised.
Oh, I'm not. But I guess
I guess general maybe people aren't surprised, but it's like, oh my God, they're really taking the kids out of schools. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Why? First of all, just like how I've been saying about the way that we can reach our community is through education, because that's the only place that we know that all of these kids have to go through. Right.
Mhm.
Right.
So the schools should be responsible for these kids. ICE knows that too.
Yeah.
So they know, all right, if we can't find these parents, we don't have to do that. They took their kids to school. We're going to get the kids.
And the parents gonna come
We're
out.
going to find the parents.
Yeah.
Now we got your kid.
Yeah.
So I don't know why that's shocking for people when it's like they told us that they were getting the kids. The man said he was ending birthright citizenship so that the kids had to go. Like, he said that, oh, we don't have to separate families. We could send the whole family together.
Yeah.
They said this shit out of their mouth.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the fuck are people surprised about?
And he brought back
Like-
the death penalty for immigrants. So like that's he wants to kill them. Like he wants to exterminate these people.
I missed that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a part
like
of the executive order with
repeat what you call it? Repeat
let me go back.
damn, when you
find it
get
real
caught
quick.
over here, they send you back and then you come back and get caught again. Like he wanna get him the death penalty.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Somebody just got caught like that in Hobart.
Yeah, I'll read it. Trump has ordered that the federal death penalty be reinstated. Executions have not happened in recent years. It would apply to any capital crime committed by an alien illegally present in this country and anyone convicted of murdering a law enforcement officer.
Well, I think that's slightly different from, I mean, should I?
Remaining Mexico and no more catch and release. He has re-implemented his remain in Mexico policy from his first term. The same order demands the end of catch and release, a policy that allows migrants to live in U.S. communities while they wait their hearings. Trump has previously promised the largest deportation program. This order also shut down a major Biden-era immigration pipeline, a sponsorship initiative that allowed up to 30,000 migrants from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, Venezuela to fly to the U.S., and it had designed to cut illegal crossings. So
Mhm.
that's, I think, what you were talking about.
Okay.
This catch and release policy that he has.
Yeah. Because they just caught a guy in Hobart who they caught him, deported him, and then he came back here and now they just caught him again.
Yeah. I had a neighbor when I was maybe like 8 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He got deported. He was gone for a while. Maybe like 2 weeks later, he was back. He lived there again.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, damn, And we knew he got deported. They came and got him from the house.
Damn. So you saw ICE?
I didn't see him, but my
Oh.
parents saw it happen. So we knew what happened,
Okay.
And he was back though.
That's determination right there.
I'm really big
Yeah,
on
he
this
had to come get
inclusion
his
shit.
kids.
We can end it on the piece that I brought up of just us being less inclusive.
Mm-hmm.
If these jobs have to be less inclusive to us, and we know that we need money to survive here, we just gotta cut the tie off, man. I'm tired of this little who invited to the cookout conversations. I'm tired of this shit on social media, bro. Cause look what this shit has what that none of that has ever benefited us. Like,
Right.
Ever. Like I'm actually fucking tired. If a nigga come up on this podcast and they want to debate, I'm kicking them out. I don't even
Hey.
want to talk to you no more.
Hey, man.
I'm tired of this shit, bro.
Latinos helped invent rap too.
Shit.
Stop bunching up niggas that are mixed breeds into our history, bro. If if an Afro Latino
Mm-hmm.
helped rap, that person did it. Not Latinos, not all of them. Afro, so they're mixed with some of us in them. Okay.
Right.
Tired of this shit, bro. Like, stop acting like we don't know that niggas be mixed.
Yeah, that whole
Hey, the one
Latinos
drop rule,
created-
man. Yo, if your daddy black, you black.
Who came up with that?
I have no idea.
We sure didn't.
I've never agreed with it too, but I'm like, no, you half and half.
Yeah.
It takes two
Check the
fractions.
HDMI port for the TV.
Oh no, we lost the TV.
It's all good.
But yeah, that one drop rule I never got with. I'm like, if your daddy this and your mama that, then that means you a little bit of this and you a little bit of that,
Yeah.
and you should wear that.
Yeah. If you are as much white as you are black, you cannot say that you are either one. You are now something new.
Yes.
That's just basic math to me.
Yeah. They do it in
Somebody
science.
call me prejudiced, whatever the fuck. That's not true. What's an Arnold Palmer, bro? It's not tea. It's not lemonade. That's what's in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tea and the lemonade. You don't call it either one. You have to call it Arnold
Something
Palmer.
totally new. Our people have to get used to new words, bro. Just because this is the only word you knew all your life does not mean when a new word is created for something that's totally a new concept that you just reject it because you ain't grew up with that word.
Right.
Like,
Remind me of that Meek Mill tweet.
I'm trying
I
to think
forgot what
of.
word he was talking about.
I'm trying to. Okay, like cis. How they hate the cis.
Like cisgender.
Gender.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the only reason there. I don't agree. I don't agree. But I don't know if that's the only reason. I don't
Okay.
think it's because they didn't grow up with the word.
Why else?
So of course, there's how they feel
Mhm.
about the people who are promoting the word.
Yes.
Right. That's a huge part of it that can't go without being mentioned. But there's also the side of the people who don't feel that way, who think that I can respect what you call yourself
Yeah.
without you telling me what I need to call myself.
Okay.
And I do think that's
That's a huge
an
crowd.
understandable piece of it. For
Yeah.
me, it's just not that big of a fucking deal.
Yeah.
Like if they would have called me a cis man, I don't really give a fuck,
Yes.
right?
I'm a man.
But if somebody doesn't like it, I don't think they're a bad person for feeling that way.
I
As long
agree.
as they can respect how you feel, I don't think you had a right to tell somebody else what they have to call themselves.
I agree.
I
And
just don't like when it's said in response to me saying something about men dealing with women. Like, you cisgender pig. Like, all right, bro.
I don't know who that look like us is saying that to you. That's some other shit.
Okay.
Well, someone that look like us said that to you.
I believe so. It used to be a
believe
common
so?
thing on Twitter in like 2015.
Okay,
I was-
I'm talking about in-person communications like that. All of these conversations
Yeah.
we have happen online. Don't nobody go around just calling you a cisgender woman, a man or whatever.
Yeah, nah.
Don't nobody do that, but it's online. And so because it's online, why are you
Yeah.
so diehard about this? You don't never walk in the room and someone calls you that.
I want to be prepared though, just in case.
You can prepare to know that that is something that people talk about.
I
Right.
have been called that multiple times in person.
In what spaces?
More academic spaces
Okay.
a lot, right?
Yes. I agree. Same
and
for me.
so that it definitely happens, but I also think we have to start holding validity for people's opinions about things that do happen online. Online is very real now,
Mhm.
and so it's like I get a lot of this shit is just the internet, but considering that everything is the internet now, it's like that shit matters.
Yeah, but a
You
nigga
know?
that's talking about DEI and saying that that shit's not real or whatever would never be in a position to know that they were a DEI hire shouldn't be talking about it just because they see that as a trending topic on Twitter. Like, majority of you all will never even be a DEI hire because you work at Amazon. That's just the truth of it. That's something that's some corporate America academia shit. That's not some shit that you go through every day. So that executive order doesn't actually ever affect you until you actually choose to educate yourself and move up in ranks.
Right.
So
I
when you
agree.
get called cisgendered, it's because you in the particular space where they believe in that shit.
Mhm.
And so when you're educating yourself, that's to prepare yourself. Like we go to school and we were taught certain trainings because we wanted to be resident assistants. A lot of people that's on campus that are trying to be resident assistants, the hall monitors of college,
I wasn't no
don't-
fucking hard monitor.
they don't. That's what they call us.
Hey,
They
ain't
don't
nobody
go through
called me
the
that. I was cool.
Yeah.
People love me.
The niggas that don't like us, they call us that.
Yeah, I wasn't writing no reports.
I didn't either. Only one.
Only
But-
on sexual assault. On the
Same.
freaky ass niggas.
The freaky ass
I wrote
niggas.
those up.
Yes.
Though I had to write those. It's not
Yes.
snitching if it's sexual assault. That don't
Facts.
exist.
Oh
Yeah.
God, it's not.
But that's the shit I'm talking about. Like y'all don't get the trainings we get because y'all not gonna ever be in the space to have to handle those type of situations where people believe in that shit.
Yeah.
So you're only talking about it online. I'm talking about those people that will never be able to actually like exercise that concept.
I
For
still
real.
think it's valid. Whether I think because of how many of our interactions are online, I think we have to hold space for that being something that's real in somebody's life. Like if we don't like how certain white people online talk about black people,
Mhm.
it's women that don't like how men online talk about women.
Mm-hmm.
That we could say close the app. Well, we could say I understand how you feel.
I hold
Like I don't.
I don't. A lot of cap happens online though, to the point where we get away from the real, like the righteousness in that conversation, the real takeaways that we can take to improve our communities.
Right.
It's like you want to talk about the nigga that only bought his kid McDonald's and make that be a grander conversation. The people that's educated are making it a grander conversation when you only just simply just focused on that man only bought Shorty McDonald's. But that's the only trending part is that he bought a McDonald's. When we're all just talking about community now, we're talking about how it takes a community to raise a child.
Right.
We're talking about that, but the trending topic is just man that
He
nigga
ain't about
yes.
McDonald's.
And so like yeah, I can give you some validity that you feel away, but your feelings don't overpower the actual like real takeaways that we should be feeding our communities with. So I want to hold more space for the niggas that's really talking some real nigga shit and not the stuff that typically gets pushed on the algorithms.
I feel you.
I don't.
Okay.
I think we can just do that then. Because at the point, I think we give a lot of attention to the stupid shit.
Yes.
Like if that's how we feel about the conversation we're having now,
Yeah.
we're doing it again, right? So it's like, because we not having the conversation about whatever the real takeaway could be,
Who are?
right? I mean, us right now. Right now, we're
Okay,
talking
right
about
now.
the idiots, right?
Yes.
So it's stuff like that. So I know that's not normally what we do.
Yes.
But in any of those points, everybody stops their bullshit when they're not getting the attention.
Mhm.
And that's just that. So if we wanted to pay attention to more important conversations, we can just do that. Problem is a lot of them are not happening.
Yeah.
especially online, because a lot of the people who you believe are capable of having those conversations are not the people having conversations online.
Mhm.
It's just not happening.
Mhm.
And I think that's just the reality of what online discourse has become in 2025, and we just got to navigate what it is. But I don't think it's changing.
Okay, this is a nice segue into this other topic. A very popular, I guess you'd call them a podcast. Tonight's conversation.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was considered. I've only, I see their clips. They always got the crowd
Yeah.
and stuff. So I guess that's a podcast.
Yeah. Why is this a big deal?
So it's they're a very popular group in our community.
Right.
Yeah.
They
People love getting yelled at by them about how they pick bad people.
You said they get yelled at?
Man, they be berating those people in the crowd.
Why?
You getting fucked over because you let them do it. You ain't shit. You don't love yourself.
Shorty
Be
would come up there like,
whoa.
it was one girl on the clip. Her ex-husband was in the crowd, and she come up and say, "How should I feel the way that my ex-husband is here and he bought the chick that he cheated on me with here? How should I feel?" And so Shorty, she responded, I think her name Keita, and she was like, "And to that man, you dead wrong." Some shit like that. She called him out and shit like, "Yeah, cool, great, but that's just something like I'm not finna go get a ticket to go watch y'all beat
you
my
can tell
backhead."
that has a certain demographic.
Yeah.
I can see exactly who watched that.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry fans.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would not be surprised if the same people that watch that shit know all the Tyler Perry movies.
Yeah.
Got the fan fictions and everything. Sheila didn't really go up that mountain.
Yeah, this one guy, I hate watching their videos because every time somebody says something that he halfway agrees with, he can't wait to get up and start throwing his towel around and woo, and got to walk all the way over there and come back and get in their face and all kind of shit. It just be so fucking theatrical, and it's
What
like
is
you
going
couldn't have agreed with "Don't let that man cheat on you" that much, you know? Like, what the fuck, you know? The shit is just, you know. Sometimes the shit be on my phone,
Yeah.
right? Sometimes I get on Facebook when I'm rolling up, right? So my hands are occupied. You know how the videos scroll, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes they should be on my phone, and I can't change it. So I be seeing that shit sometimes, and they always just on that sounded real silly.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want no beef with none of y'all people, but y'all shit silly. Y'all know it. Like
They do
Keto-
know it. They do know it.
Yeah.
They know that shit silly, and that's why they have this breakup going on right now.
Yeah.
So tonight's conversation, they're experiencing the breakup with some of the members that a lot of the community enjoyed. I think
Right.
one of them name is Trip, and he's like the Dr. Umar, I suppose, the light-skinned Dr. Umar of the group, where he like gives pushback on the women and gives pushback on the men, and the women like him a lot.
Okay.
So he left the group, and then it's another. I don't remember her name, so I'm sorry I don't remember your name, but she's like the very
I know who Trippy
theatrical
is.
kind of light skin.
You talking about Keita Rose?
I feel like Keita is the dark skinned one.
No, Keita Rose. She used to be on the radio with Didi in the morning. But it's Keita.
Okay.
It's her. 'Cause
Okay.
she used to make those TikToks. And
Okay,
stuff
so
first.
okay, cool.
And
Then I think we talking about the same person.
Yeah,
then.
she always sounded silly in the TikToks.
Okay. Okay.
She sounded silly in TikTok. She was one of the first people I saw on there when it was first coming out.
Okay.
And then she used to sound silly on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
Then she sounded silly in the podcast. Damn.
Okay.
That's a silly lady.
So you could only watch this on their.
They have an app.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
Oh,
you
I
go.
had no idea.
You go in person for their shows.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
pretty
Keita.
cool.
Yes, that is correct. That is Keita. The dark skinned one I was talking about, her name is not Keita, but
Oh,
her
I've
name's
seen this-
Kitty.
They had Keita and Kitty.
Kitty.
I like
okay.
the dark skinned lady.
Okay, I would think you would like her.
I like her.
Is these people?
Yes, those
Okay,
people.
I've seen these people.
Okay, cool. Let's get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
they love Trip because he say shit like, you know, that man only gonna do what you allow him.
Trip is the guy
You
that look
gotta
like
set
me.
boundaries.
Yeah.
Okay, I've
look,
seen him.
Look like
Okay.
you. Damn. Hey. Hey. Shit.
You laughing too hard, nigga.
Me?
Oh, I'm like, I ain't even saying
I
shit.
wasn't expecting it. You know, he said it look like me, and it hit me.
I mean,
you
that's a
know?
lot of people on here, bro. You got a podcast with 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people, bro.
Yeah, they come up there and ask individual people, like, I got a question for you specifically. Like, they be like real fans of it. Like, they be
Yeah.
like scouted them out, or like, who's the best to answer this particular question
Yeah,
to tell me, should I stop getting cheated on? You know.
yeah.
Like,
So I had a pod supporter inbox me. He was like, "What you think about what's going on with tonight's conversation?" and what you think of relationship podcasts as a whole. So I want to talk about it here.
Okay.
When I started Club Culture, I knew I wanted nothing to do with relationships. That was pretty much the negative connotation that podcasts got.
Right.
All y'all do is talk about relationships, man versus woman shit. Like I knew I wanted nothing to do with that with this podcast. I wanted something different.
50-50.
Yes, all that good shit. Yeah.
Traditional versus non-traditional.
$200 dates.
Yeah. And so, anybody that listens, you know that we don't really do that here. But we talk a lot about the complexities in just relationships, and sometimes we talk about our personal lives, and that might end up being some romance. I personally always felt like when you create a pod, you shouldn't box yourself. Like if you're gonna do it, then make sure that there's a way for you to continue to have a long lifespan with that. Like you'll never run out of topics. And I feel like there's not so much you could do with relationships outside of once, like if somebody has to be married,
Right.
somebody has to be single, somebody has to be divorced. Like you need to encompass and have some rapport for what you're about to talk about. There's gossip in the breakup now. Keita has came out and talked about Ace fucking on everybody. Keita might not like her husband for real, like shit like that, right?
Ace is fucking people on the pod?
Ace is like the founder of it all.
And he's on the pod?
Yeah.
And he's fucking the people on the pod?
That's what she's saying.
Okay.
Is
Allegedly.
that the one who be running around?
Yes.
I thought so.
Yes, that's him.
That's wild.
So, allegedly. I don't know.
Allegedly.
Right?
Allegedly,
But
that's wild.
let's hypothetically and say that this is all true. That they do got some drama in their little group of people. And you have all these people on the stage telling all these black Americans about relationship woes and shit. And they live in a life that's probably completely opposite of what they're preaching.
All right.
I never wanted to set up something like that. Anybody that you feel like is part of this pod and they're not here anymore, I started feeling away. Truthfully, honestly, I started feeling away. I don't like what you're talking about. I think that it stems from something. I don't want to keep having a conversation with you.
All right.
And so that's what happened.
Yeah, I think people are finally getting warmed up to the idea that I'm not that typical podcast dude.
What you mean by that?
Like, oh, you got a podcast. You must talk about women and 50-50 dates. It's like,
okay.
no, it's not that.
Yeah.
We talk about mental health, guys.
Yeah. Somebody had, we was talking about the R. Kelly clip. I mean, it was a clip of with me talking about R. Kelly and my daddy, and somebody was like, whoa, I was scared for a second.
I seen that.
I didn't know where this was finna go.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like another person that had said the same thing. She said, I had a sigh of relief. I was like, what did these podcasts do to y'all? Like, these podcasts is really traumatized.
R.
people.
Kelly is innocent.
Yeah.
He ain't supposed to be in jail.
Yeah.
Them parents set him up.
I didn't know it was hard to really just live in your truth. I didn't know that was such a hard thing to do. Like, I can come on here and talk about how
You pooped in a kitty litter box.
I pooped in a kid litter box.
She pooped.
We're not gonna bring that back up.
You were a small kid or something, right?
No, she just used to like
I was
to
grown
do
as
that
fuck.
shit. She just liked to do that.
No, this is
that's
a
not what
joke.
happened. No, this is real. This is real.
I'm not playing about that. She just used to like to do that.
I'm not gonna rehash this story.
Yeah,
but
we
this
don't gotta tell it
this
again.
was not something I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I feel like I had to do it. So I did it. And I talked about it on the pod because it was a conversation that led up to it. Right?
Yeah. And like my dad share condoms. Use condoms.
What the fuck?
You ain't see that one either?
You be missing in action,
Yeah,
man.
man. Where the fuck you be at?
We done said some crazy things on this podcast. It was all for a reason, not just because we want to
Yeah,
share
we don't
this
just
shit.
come out and just shoot this shit. Like,
Right?
no.
Man.
Yeah, my pops used the condom, gave it to it. No, the cousin used the condom and then washed it out and gave it to my pops. And then he went and used it.
And my ex was holding the bathroom hostage. I needed to use the bathroom real bad. She wouldn't open the door up. And I was next to a kitty litter box.
That's fucking hilarious, dude.
And she posted on her Facebook. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did you say that part? I don't think you said she
Yeah, I
posted
did,
it.
yeah.
That
Oh
is
my
that is
God.
even more
It's
hilarious.
pinned on her Facebook page right now.
Now?
It's still
Yes,
pinned?
it's been there for 4 years, 5 years. It's still pinned on her page.
Is it public?
Yes.
You gotta tell me her name.
I don't even know.
So I
I'm
need
not.
to-
Gee.
I need to see this shit.
I can tell you the
And
whole
peop-
story afterwards.
And
Yeah,
people
this
know,
is
like,
crazy.
like that's some shit that I will go looking for.
Yeah.
I'm not going to. The story is enough.
No, I need to
I don't
see
need
the
to
post.
see it.
I just need to see the post. What
'Cause-
do you post?
Because knowing me, I'm gonna comment on it.
You know, I'm not gonna do that.
See,
I'm not-
I know me. You can't give me a little bit because I'm gonna take a lot.
No, we not finna bring her back in my life.
Not at all.
Hey,
But I hold no shame. I don't like that's something I had to. I chose to do that shit. And so if a nigga want to post something on their Facebook, I'm not finna hide behind it, nigga. I knew why I did it. And if a nigga want to, oh well, she be shitting in kitty litty boxes. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. And so what is so wrong with you having that same mindset for the decisions that you made in life? Because you don't think you should have did it. I feel like I should have. That was my only option. What next was the trash can.
I was gonna say next
so
was like
I
the
don't,
floor
or
something.
outside. Like I just chose that option.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah.
I
I
probably
don't
would have went
care.
outside.
What?
But I feel you,
would have
though.
had to shit somewhere that's not a toilet.
100%.
I don't give a fuck. And so why do you care so much about some decisions that you chose to make because you knew that you shouldn't do that?
so who are we talking about?
Just in general.
Just in
when-
general,
Yeah.
when we
people
talk
can't
ab-
live in their truth.
Yeah, people can't
Mhm.
live in their truths, and so podcasts will traumatize you. Like you'll see this breakup happening because these niggas weren't really living in their truths, and you feel like they owed you the truth because you bought into their idea, you bought into their system.
Okay, I was.
I had to wrap it up. I had to wrap it
Yeah.
up. I had to wrap it
Right.
up. Yeah.
And you know, with podcasts, and it ain't like rap when you could like you can come out and be like the super hard rapper, go away for a minute, come back, and now you a Christian rapper or something. Like who you are at the start, you essentially only have to grow up and be better.
Mhm.
And that's what hits the fans heart the hardest because it's like, damn, I've been rocking with y'all for X amount of time, and now all the y'all been bullshitting this whole time. Like this
Yeah.
been a whole performance this whole time. Like
Yeah.
y'all really some heathens, but y'all telling us how to live righteous.
Yeah. And they don't be thinking that they owe us honesty. Like when Snoop Dogg said what he said for Trump's first term, you some coons for
Mhm.
supporting bro.
Mm-hmm.
And then he come around and
Crip walk for Trump.
yeah. I don't think there's any video evidence that he did the shit though, that he actually did perform. But
There's a video. He was at an event. The
Mhm.
event was in honor of Donald Trump,
okay.
but Donald Trump was not present there. It was a cryptocurrency
Yeah.
event.
Yeah.
Right? So he was there. He was DJing. They have video of him doing that. It just had Trump's name on it. So I'm still not exactly sure how I feel about him doing that because he's saying it wasn't a Trump thing.
Yeah.
But it's like it was Trump enough for me.
Yeah.
But also, I know Snoop Dogg is heavy into cryptocurrency
Yeah.
and shit like that. So,
That's one of
I-
those I voted for my interest type of decision making.
but I
Right.
don't think he voted for Donald Trump.
Snoop Dogg is a Republican.
You-
I truly think so.
I think he probably voted for Trump.
Snoop Dogg,
I
50
didn't
Cent.
hear him say anything positive about Trump prior to the election.
I think he opted in just not talking about it.
Yeah, he ain't gonna
I
talk about
think-
it, but
yeah, I think we speculating a lot. I don't.
Yeah.
I think I'm not. It's a possibility. I don't think that.
The point that the
Um,
reason why I brought it up is
yeah.
because you did lay your hand out before his first term, and then you do something that muddies the waters.
Yeah.
And it's easy for a celebrity to say, "Well, I don't owe y'all niggas a explanation for what I chose to do for myself," and I thoroughly disagree with those
Right.
sentiments.
Why do
Same.
you disagree with?
It's the same as what I just said with this whole you created an entire program, organization, you get people to support it. These people are fueling your organization and it was a complete lie. The whole mission of it was a whole lie. And so I think you owe those people, your supporters, some type of explanation.
Was it a lie though?
Well,
Did those people come and get the advice they were looking for?
I don't know.
I think they did, and that's why they kept coming.
I would have liked to have gotten that message from the right messenger and not the wrong one.
Yeah, I don't. Hey, you chose the messenger, and those messengers never got up there and said, "We perfect people."
They didn't, but they also never said that I'm speaking from a place that's not exactly what I'm trying to preach to you. Like this person could have currently in real time be fucking on a coworker and then get up there and talk about Joy Taylor and Skip Bayless.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that that's righteous. That lacks integrity. I don't want to hear it from you. I would rather you have enough maturity to know that I should stay away from this topic and let them hold it down.
I think I disagree with that.
Why?
I think I don't think anyone has to be particularly qualified to speak on anything. I think it's on us as listeners to decide what we want to hear and what we don't want to hear, which is what you're saying. But for me, it's based. I just always like to listen to more about the idea than who it's coming from. I've always been like that. If I remember I got some great advice from a crackhead one time. I swear to God, we was downtown shooting a video. Man started talking to us. He said some great shit, real profound. Told me and shit. And he was like, "Yeah, you don't want to end up where I'm at." And I wasn't out there doing nothing bad for him to like, right? But he was just talking about loving people and the people around you and shit like that. And he's saying, if you don't have nobody, you could end up where I'm at. Great fucking advice from somebody who most people will look at and say, "Man, you can't tell me shit." I don't.
But he did tell you something that has some connection to it from his own life. Like he felt like I can give you this message because I know what I did and this is my result of it.
Yeah, I also don't think we have to have personal experiences to have a idea of a message.
I don't think
right?
you also need to,
Like-
but when you know that you do and it contradicts what you're saying, I would rather not hear from you. That doesn't mean that you have to abide to my ideology. That just means that I'm not going to support you once I know that you ain't living in your truth.
So if a snitch say, "Stop snitching," how do you feel about that?
Why are you saying stop snitching? Because you know that's not, you should do it, or like it's his why for why he's doing it. I'm not listening to it. I don't really give a fuck about snitching, so I don't really care. But it does matter his why. Why is he putting this message out now? For me, everybody you don't have to think the way that I think. I just personally believe this way,
Right.
and I walk in this way. I'm not about
Right.
to come up here and tell y'all some lies about some shit that I know I'm not living.
I don't think that's a lie though, unless you specifically say, "Hey, model your relationship after mine." You telling them how to behave in their relationship is not a lie. Yeah, you shouldn't not communicate with your partner. And if you having communication issues at home or like that, that don't make it a fucking lie because yours is not perfect.
I personally
Like-
would just like the person that's teaching me some shit or putting me onto something to have some integrity.
I
That's
was
just
gonna
for
say,
me.
yeah,
That's just for
that,
me.
That,
But
that speaks
I
to the
don't think
integrity.
that's how does that relate to integrity? I don't get that.
Because to me, I could use church as an example. You can't be a backsliding trash preacher and then come every Sunday with this sermon and talk about being a good person.
Mhm.
Now you can, because I'm on your side too. Like you can be a shit person and give a good message. But me personally, I don't want to get those messages from those people, especially
Yes.
if I know.
Yes.
Like,
How does that change the message that you received?
It doesn't
because
change
I
it.
don't feel like it's coming from a pure place.
I just don't trust it coming from you.
Yeah, I'm
But
good.
so if there was a message that you received, appreciated, thought it was valuable in some way, you found out something negative about that person. Now you don't find that message valuable?
No.
Only if the negativity is in comparison. I don't know. If the negativity they spewing goes with their word. Like you can't tell me not to sell dope and you sell dope. Type shit.
Or
I think that's the perfect motherfucker to tell you not to do it.
No.
Yeah, but his intention could be because he don't want you to become his competition. Like it's not just because he thinks, oh, you shouldn't sell dope anymore. Like when you learn about how a person really is living, you kind of get an insight on why that message was there for them.
Right.
Okay. So what about a relationship podcast and people having negative relationships?
Mhm.
Your relationship is not competing with theirs?
It's
You see what I mean?
not.
Like there's nothing.
It's not. But if you have been habitually cheating on this woman,
I was gonna say it depends on the negativity.
if you have been habitually cheating on this woman, you come on a podcast, you plan for this podcast to fuel your family, and you're teaching me cheating is so fucking wrong. You shouldn't do it. Like, damn, what was that pastor or that had the wife and she always was wearing a bonnet when they was
Derek
Darius?
Jackson.
Yes, like so many people was like crushed.
Oh yeah, I
Crushed
remember
over that.
that.
And it's like, bro, I really believed in your ideologies. I really thought that you was really putting me on to some shit. Like the power of the tongue is real.
For
And
me,
for certain people, that shit really like touches them.
I think the ideology and the fact that it's an ideology is the key part for me.
Mhm.
Ideology is not anyone's reality. It's an idea. It's an ideal at that point,
Mhm.
right? So yeah, ideally, this is how everybody should be living their life.
Mhm.
everybody is fucking flawed, and I think as long as we say that, there's going to be no one qualified to give any kind of fucking messages, because everybody can point to something that somebody has done to say you're not in a position to tell me that. Like there's going to be no one qualified to teach anybody shit.
I think you kind of like, that's a very broad takeaway from what we're currently saying, because we're also saying that you can be qualified in the shit that you're trying to spew to get people away from what you did do. I just need to know that your heart is also there too. You also agree that, hey, I used to rob people in the past. Don't do it anymore. I can take that message. You were an ex-robber and you believe that you really shouldn't do this shit anymore. That's not me saying that, like, I think you're qualified to also tell me not to do this shit, and you're also qualified to tell me to do this shit.
I'll even go back to where you brought up the relationship podcast. Like if bro on there telling me don't beat my chick up, and he beat his chick up, I ain't gonna take that lesson. But if he on there saying this how you plan a dope date night, I might listen to that, because that don't got nothing to do with, you know what I'm saying, this bullshit.
Our parents do it all the time with do as I say, not as I do.
Right. 100%.
And you think that lacks integrity?
Yes. How does it not? That's the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles that you refuse to change. That's integrity.
Repeat that for me one time.
The quality of being honest and having strong moral principles that you refuse to change.
And how does that go against that?
If my parent tells me to pay my bills on time, she is not paying her bills on time. She is lacking integrity, bro.
No, the fuck she's not. Like, so the only way that you can and see that situation with her still having integrity is if she's telling you.
Let me go deeper. Let me go deeper before you do it. Before you do it, we all have parents that have put bills in our names when we were kids.
Y'all do.
No.
Some of us have parents that did that.
Right.
And that same parent set up a shaky foundation for our credit scores as we got older. That same parent was also trying to teach us to pay our bills on time, while she was not paying that Comcast bill that she put in my name on time. That lacks integrity.
I think that is when you add all of those details, that's a much different scenario than what we've been debating.
That's why I'm trying to make sure before you reply that you know that that's where my head is at, so that you know why I'm saying it lacks integrity.
But but you can say that this feels awkward talking about your mama, right?
I'm not talking about my mama. I'm talking about just your mama did this to you.
Yeah, but like, so at that point now, motherfucking the lack of integrity started, and I'm gonna go put this bill in my kid's name.
Yes.
Right? So that is something different from my message is contradicting my actions.
But that's typically how it starts, man. You gotta
but that's an added piece that I have not considered in my debate at all. You see
Okay.
what I'm saying?
Okay,
So
now let's talk like you've
everything
considered
that I
it now.
have said. No, see, but at that point, then there is no debate. Yeah, you lack integrity by doing some shit like that. There's no debate on that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that somebody telling you don't beat their girl and they beat their girl, I think, he lacks integrity for beating his girl.
Yes.
I don't think there's anything related to his integrity with telling you not to beat yours.
So you don't think the
that-
message lacks integrity?
No.
Okay.
I think he lacks integrity when he goes home. But my thing is, so the opposite of that is, are you going to go home and beat her? Then because that nigga beat his, you beat yours, I'm finna beat mine too.
Some will.
Some
Some
will.
will.
Many will. Many will.
Some definitely will.
But that's not on the first nigga that beat his girl, because
It's
you
not.
decided that wasn't valuable. He told you not to do it. You heard somebody
Yes.
say don't beat your girl and
Yes.
say fuck that, I'm finna do it.
Yes,
But
that's
look-
yes.
But
your
let's say-
integrity, your integrity is tied to that decision. It don't have shit to do with the message no more.
But let's say you find the podcast when you on the self-growth journey from beating your girl up.
Right, I'm a recovered physical
Yeah, you're
beater.
a recovered
Abuser.
DDV.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then you come across this pod. Bro, he telling me, not to do this, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And then he doing it. Now, after I leave his live show, after we done had motherfucking Hennessy and hot wings and shit, and I done found out bro asked and beat up his girl, and my girl done pissed me off, well, shit. My guiding light ain't really solid, so shit, I'm finna relapse.
See,
They finna relapse. There
if
we
a
go.
crackhead
Yeah.
tell me don't smoke crack, I'm not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way that I look at shit. Like, if whether you did it or not, if you telling me some valuable shit, then I'm like, damn, you know what? That shit makes sense. A broke motherfucker telling me save my money, I still should save it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Like, I
yes.
still should save it, regardless of whether that nigga saved any of his.
Right.
And we're not saying that you don't deserve the accountability that should be placed on you when you choose to go repeat a message that you feel like lack integrity. Like, it's still your fault that you went to go do the shit that he told you not to go do just because he's still doing it. That's still your fault.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm personally saying that
Mhm.
I'm wise enough to know not to go do things that I feel like you shouldn't do. Some people, many people aren't. Many people can't read, Cal. We're talking
Right.
from a place
Yeah.
of ourself. I'm just saying that I would like others in the world that chooses to create platforms and whatnot to live in their truth, because I know how many supporters that they have that
Mhm.
won't have this introspection
Okay.
to not repeat those actions.
So, what could they have done differently that you would consider them living in their truth?
Well, you don't have to be exactly like me, where you share personal experiences, but you can pick and choose certain rhetorics to give your opinion on based off of how you're living.
I think you have a very strong dislike for hypocrites.
I do. Why don't
And
you?
I don't particularly enjoy them, right? But I think that may be influencing this take a lot, right? Like, I think that has a real big stronghold on how you feel about this.
I don't like liars. I don't like hypocrites. I don't like you.
Right,
You could have
right.
just told the truth.
See, my thing is, the way that I look at the world is, I think all of y'all are liars and hypocrites and all of that shit anyway, right?
Mhm.
Right.
So every single person. So because the way that's how I feel about humans and shit, I could never listen to anything that anybody ever had to say. I
Mhm.
don't care. Was what you said. It's like, for me, I use my discernment to think about what you said. I don't really give a fuck who said it.
Yeah.
Because regardless of, you could be motherfucking Pope. We just assuming the Pope is a good person, right?
Keep going.
Right. Just off the ideal,
Yeah.
you could be the motherfucking Pope and say some shit to me that I disagree with. So whoever it is, I'm judging whatever you said anyway. I'm listening to your message and trying to figure out if I agree with that shit, if I should or shouldn't do it anyway.
Mhm.
But I
Right.
don't really give a fuck who you are. Thanks for talking to me. That's how I feel about everything. Anybody tell me something that they thought was helpful, I appreciate you telling me.
Hell
I'm
no.
still gonna go home and decide whether I agree with that shit or not.
Yeah. And I'm just a little opposite. Don't fucking talk to me. Don't waste my time and come talk to me about some shit that you know you're not living.
Boom.
That's all I'm just asking. That's it.
Yeah, I feel it. But I mean,
Nothing wrong with a little honesty. You
There ain't
know what I'm
nothing wrong
saying?
with a little honesty.
Ain't
That's
nothing
all
wrong
I'm
with a little
asking.
honesty, you know?
That's all I'm
We
asking.
can just get a little bit, get a little
Yeah. I just
smidgen
don't
of
know how
honesty.
they were being dishonest by getting up there answering people's questions. If a motherfucker say, "Hey, I feel like this man don't value me. What should I do?" And they say, "Love yourself." I don't see the dishonesty in that. I really don't,
Mhm.
But I understand your perspective. I understand that I don't like hypocrites, so yeah, fuck it. I don't want to hear shit they got to say. I listen to people. Shit,
I listen to people too. Listen to people has probably deteriorated my age.
I'm dead.
See,
Let's skip over to Cal's court.
Ding,
Okay.
ding, 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 ding.
No. All right, y'all. Court is in session. Like that.
We are talking about Drake's lawsuit with UMG.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let Cal take it away. Give us a
Mhm.
quick overview about that suit that Drake has filed against UMG.
So, I'm gonna do this as quick as I can.
Yes.
But this shit is long. Drake is on a bunch of bullshit, like always. So, some people may be confused. He is still suing UMG because
Yeah.
he withdrew that lawsuit, the first one that he filed. He's suing Universal Music Group, the parent record label for both him and Kendrick Lamar. He withdrew the initial petition in New York to file a federal lawsuit instead. He is alleging that Universal defamed him by spreading a false and malicious narrative by promoting Not Like Us. Drake is saying Universal conspired to artificially inflate Not Like Us on Spotify by using pay-to-play schemes, bots, and other tactics. Drake's lawyer is saying that UMG's campaign went well beyond the traditional music company playbook UMG has unleashed every weapon in its arsenal, including on information and belief, certain practices that are unlawful. On information and belief, it sounded a little sketchy to me. Like, it sounds like you speculate shit. Let's say it alleges that UMG offered financial incentives to third parties to stream the song and promote it without disclosing the payments to the public. The label also removed copyright restrictions, which allow content creators to play the song in their videos, according to the lawsuit. It further alleges that UMG used bots to play the song and boost its popularity. I also wanted to note that all of the streamers that he included in the lawsuit were
For
black.
black.
Every single one of them. Wanted to point that out. It said, beginning on May 4th, 2024, and every day since, UMG has used its massive resources as the world's most powerful music company to elevate a dangerous and inflammatory message that was designed to assassinate Drake's character and led to actual violence at Drake's doorstep. Drake is blaming the song for the shooting that occurred at his home in Toronto on May 7th, where his security guard was shot. He also alleges that there were 2 more break-in attempts at his home the following 2 days. In the 2 decades leading up to May of 2024, although Drake was constantly in the public eye, nothing remotely like these events had ever happened to him or his family. But these events were not coincidental. They immediately followed and were proximately caused by UMG's actions leading up to and on May 4th, 2024. Now, I don't like to speak on street shit that I have not been involved in Toronto.
Right.
But I have heard that there were other events that happened around that same time that could have been related to. But of course, that's not going to make it in the lawsuit. You know. And so, according to the lawsuit, Drake fears for the safety of himself and his family and had to pull his son out of his elementary school because of safety concerns. He has also suffered financial harm. The Drake says the label refused to do anything to help and said that he would face humiliation if he sought legal action when he tried to resolve things with them privately. Drake alleges the label promoted the song to make more money and to gain leverage in Drake's upcoming contract negotiations with the label. He said that they would gain leverage just by devaluing his music to make him have to sign a deal with more favorable terms to UMG.
Right.
Which
Okay.
doesn't make a lot of sense, as said by UMG spokesperson, said that these allegations are untrue and that Drake's claims are illogical. UMG spokesperson said, we have not and do not engage in defamation against any individual. At the same time, we will vigorously defend this litigation to protect our people and our reputation, as well as any artist who might directly or indirectly become a frivolous litigation target for having done nothing more than write a song. That is saying Kendrick Lamar. They're standing with Kendrick Lamar and obviously are still promoted Not Like Us. UMG spokesperson said in his statement that Drake has intentionally and successfully used the label to distribute his music and poetry to engage in conventionally outrageous back and forth rap battles to express his feelings about other artists. They just said this nigga dropped diss songs on the record label too. Against Kendrick Lamar, Meek Mill, we've seen this shit happen,
Right.
He also does this. The statement says, we have invested massively in his music, and our employees around the world have worked tirelessly for many years to help him achieve historic commercial and personal financial success. The label also accused Drake of weaponizing the legal process to silence an artist's creative expression and to seek damages from UMG for distributing their artist's music. Drake and his record label did a lot to make it clear that they are not suing Kendrick Lamar. They said that the record label wants the world to think he's suing Kendrick Lamar because it makes him look bad, and for suing after he lost in the rap battle. Drake is saying he's not suing for that. He's suing, wants UMG to take accountability for intentionally and knowingly defaming his character. He has a real uphill battle to fucking climb.
Okay. Now, based off of what you know with defamation suits, how likely is it for a person to be able to win that?
I don't know if it's a question of how likely or how easy. It's just more of are they lying or not?
Yes. So you have to prove it. And
You
so
have to prove that they are lying, which in this case specifically is going to be very difficult.
very difficult.
Because how do you prove that you didn't fuck any kids?
You have to prove that you're not a pedophile.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's very hard to do.
Very hard to do. Because they don't. They're they're not the defense. He's the defense, right?
No, they are. He sued them.
Yes, they have to defend themselves. And so if I'm suing you for defamation because you're letting the world think that I'm a pedophile, then they have to defend their. Well, they can just come out and say, "Well, we don't think you're a pedophile. We was just pushing a record," right? Isn't that like that easy reply to that?
They don't really have to reply at all.
Mhm.
He has to prove that they were defaming his character. If he
Mhm.
doesn't prove that, they have no burden to prove anything
Got you.
as the defense.
Got you.
So they
Understand.
don't have to. They just have to wait on him to make his case.
Got you.
The
Okay.
only way that he can make his case is say they called me a pedophile. I am not one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, at that point, they could say, "Hey, here you are a pedophile. Here's our evidence of that."
And now you're going to jail.
Yeah.
Right. So this is a very risky lawsuit for Drake to file.
Yeah.
In general, I didn't think that he would do that. That he would take the defamation angle, and he did it. I would understand they're illegally, artificially increasing the numbers and things. Maybe you wanted to try that,
Mm-hmm.
but the song has 1 billion streams.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying that they might have used bots to stream the song like 3 million times.
Mm-hmm.
So you got 997 million more fucking streams that we actually did.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like he's wasting time trying to save face. And because Drake fans are much like Trump supporters, and the fact that whatever he says, they're going to believe it. Like
Mhm.
they were online the night that he withdrew the first petition, saying, "Oh, see, he took a L. They must have gave him the bag." Like, no, that's not what happened. He was going to file a lawsuit the next morning.
Mhm.
He didn't get anything, but they were online convinced that he had won
Mm-hmm.
because they believe that he has to win all the time. And that's why to this day they say Pusha T didn't win. And Drake knows that as long as he does something, then he can spin it however he wants to.
Before I get in my racial bag, let's just talk about the damn lawsuit.
I was going to say, that sounds pretty Trump supporter to me.
Yeah. We can definitely get into the racial bag because he also said that Kendrick Lamar was being anti-Semitic, and I knew that was coming. I knew it was coming at some point. Yeah, and also they said that they were being anti-Semitic, but not like us. And I wasn't sure exactly what was supposed to be anti-Semitic in the lyrics. I know all the words to the song. Nothing sounded like he said anything
Mhm.
anti-Semitic to me. But most times people are called anti-Semitic. I miss the anti-Semitism. So
Do you know the
That's
song off
crazy.
by heart?
I'm
by
I'm
heart,
trying to
must
think
that
of
on the deep boat. But most of it,
I'm trying to
I ain't
think of how
never
can he
rapped it.
even pull the anti-Semitic, like what lyric could you even pull to try to say, okay, that's where he was trying to do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess when he called him a colonizer, that's the thing I guess.
Okay.
But it's like
Okay.
that still doesn't mean you're Jewish. Like he didn't bring that up
Yeah.
at all. So
Yeah,
I
Jewish
don't
aren't the only
get it.
people that colonize people.
Right.
Right.
They are doing a lot right now. Can I say that? Are they gonna take us down?
They might.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Look,
We'll see.
Sorry.
Definitely might.
How does this look? How does this look as far as the idea that he at first was doing this for the artists?
Yeah, a bunch of bullshit. It reminded me of that situation when and people said like he was speaking up about Black Lives Matter when he was dissing Meek Mill, and he said the cops are killing niggas with their arms up, and your main focus is trying to harm us. And that's the only time I've ever heard the nigga reference police brutality, like ever in life. And people wanted to act like, oh, see, yeah, Meek Mill focused on the wrong shit. He trying to tear a black man down, which I thought was questionable. He tried to tear a black man down, and Drake out here fighting for us. And it's like, he didn't say shit else. And so it's like, and at this point, I can't imagine Drake fighting for anybody. Like, that's just not who he is. And the idea of I'm doing this for artists to protect artists. How? Protect them in what way? Like, and because the idea of, we got to keep contract negotiations fair. It's the kind of shit that they do, blah, blah, blah. No, or you don't have to negotiate with them. You're not protecting any fucking body. Like you're the thing is the record labels aren't shit without the artist. You're the artist.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be their artist. It's that simple. Like he's saying this like he's acting like he's oppressed because he wants to go sign a new multi-million-dollar contract with
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
After
That's
already signing one.
That's insane to me. That's insane to me. So
Yeah.
so maybe you lose a little bit of money, but you were gonna lose money after you got your ass whooped by Kendrick Lamar. Like that's what happened. Universal didn't do it. Kendrick Lamar did that. So I get he's not suing him, and he wants to make it clear he's not suing Kendrick Lamar because he don't want to look like a little bitch. But it's like you look like a little bitch right
Still
now
look
anyway.
like one,
Yeah.
You know, by doing this, the shit is insane. It just doesn't make much sense.
I feel like this is one of those things where a person is lacking integrity in their message.
How? I mean, I think Drake is lacking integrity at all of this, but
Yes.
I
So
don't. I don't.
If you are thinking he's lacking integrity, I'm sure you can answer the how.
No,
I
I
just
just don't
talk-
know what message you mean.
So this same person utilized the label to help fuel him whenever he needed to, with the bots and the streamings
Yeah.
and whatnot and the beefs pushing his shit.
Right.
And now said person is choosing to do a lawsuit because it was allegedly used against him. That
Mhm.
lacks integrity.
I just didn't know what the message was.
The message is
I still don't know what message.
the message
she's
is, hey,
sending.
don't do that to me, but you could do it for me. That's the message.
Message to who though? You know what I'm
To
saying?
them,
What-
to UMG. I'm suing
Oh.
you all. Hey, don't do this to me, but
okay,
you can do
see, 'cause
this
we
for
was
me.
talking
Right.
about the general public, message to the public, message to the fans and shit like
Oh,
that.
no, no.
I didn't know what you meant.
No,
by
but
that,
I can
I'm
rebuttal
with you.
to a fan. If a fan is saying he's doing this for the artist where he's lacking integrity because he's only doing it for himself, that has
Right.
nothing to do with the artist.
Yeah.
If I wanted to rebuttal a person saying that's why he's doing this. But just to Drake in the lawsuit,
Okay.
he's lacking integrity with the lawsuit to UMG.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I think he's lacking integrity everywhere here.
Mm-hmm.
All around. The shit started with those first few fucking songs.
Mm-hmm.
It started when he put Tupac voice on there and had him doing that shit. I was really offended for Tupac.
Mm-hmm.
You
That was
know,
really weird.
I was offended for Snoop Dogg a lot too, because it's like that. He's alive.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
You could have just asked him for a verse.
Yeah, you know, the whole shit was crazy. He lacks integrity everywhere. I think Drake has lacked integrity for a long time. I felt like that a lot, even before this. Yeah, I felt like that the way he was handling the Pusha T shit. He was going, oh, I want to punch him in his face and all that kind of bitch ass shit he was talking about. I just don't like that guy, and it's fucked up. I really used to like that. Drizzy Drake Rogers, that was my shit.
So does this lawsuit affect your liking his music?
No, I think I was already. It wasn't too much to affect
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
for me personally. I think I have definitely seen people say, you know, damn, it changed how they look at him, blah blah. But like, even I've been slightly confused by that because it's like, how does this change how you look at him more than any of the other things from his past? More than that, I'm constantly dissing women on my albums and shit like
Yes.
that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what particularly about this lawsuit stands out?
Right.
That now you're bothered by this nigga when he was talking about sex with Rihanna was average, and that didn't bother you? That didn't piss you off? Like, no.
I don't think that didn't piss them off because they agree with that type of behavior. Like I said this. I don't know if I actually said this in the last episode when we was talking about the R. Kelly shit
Mm-hmm.
and asking like, why do people not want consequences? Black people want consequences that white people get away with. So I'll just say it here if I didn't say it last episode. I do think that certain people don't agree with condemning certain actions because they are capable of also repeating that
I was
action.
gonna say doing it.
I can't condemn what I condone.
I think that's a dangerous step to take,
Okay.
and that's it. I think somebody not condemning things does not. I think that's a leap. I think that's a leap.
I think it
Plain and
ties.
simple.
I think it ties also into our idea of forgiveness. I think forgiveness gets weaponized because that person wants you to forgive them, or the people that's around that said person that did something to harm you. They're telling you just forgive your mama, forgive your cousin, forgive those people because that same person would hate for you to not forgive them because they could do that same action to you. Like I think I'm capable of stealing from your home, even though you're my loved one.
Mhm.
A loved one goes to steal from your home. You're upset. And now I'm trying to teach you to just forgive Cuzzo. Because I also think I'm capable of doing that same thing. But they're not saying I'm capable of doing that same thing. But I think that that's why they're
They
so.
get it, yeah.
They know. That's a nice purse too.
Yeah, I might fuck around and catch you
You
slipping
feel
one
me?
day. I'm still want to be cool with you.
Yeah. I'm still confused on why do you think some of our greats they deserve to die with dignity when they chose to do a lot of shit that lacked integrity? Why do you think they should deserve to do it just because they put out a great album? I don't get it. So like with Drake, put out a lot of great music. A lot of that music was harmful to the messages that we want to put out.
Mm-hmm.
And because I love his music so much and his music got me through a breakup, he can continue to do certain, like he can touch and kiss 17-year-olds on stage because that music got me through my breakup.
Right.
Like, I don't get it. I just don't get those things.
Yeah, I don't understand how he ducked that one.
I don't
The
get it.
kid on stage is wild.
And then you double down in our comment section and say, that was the kiss y'all talking about?
Man,
I just don't get it.
man, that comment
I don't get
was
it.
insane. I don't get a lot of that. I just don't like the because there's such a wide range from condemning something and condoning it that it's like because everybody's not vocal. There are definitely people who want you to forgive people who definitely think that person was wrong as hell and still want you to forgive them.
Yes.
That does not mean that they're gonna do the same shit.
Yes.
And I don't like that is always used to speak about men and sexual assault thing because it's like now you have also told me before you think every man has the capacity to rape somebody. I do think like you should preface.
Don't just throw that out there.
That needs some context like a
yeah,
motherfucker.
bro. Because a nigga will hear just man and think I only just talk about men. So
men
is
only
that
rape
not?
people?
That's what you said.
I'm sure I probably said something like that.
It was
I
exactly
just want to
that.
make sure that I'm talking about anybody has the capacity to rape somebody.
No, that's not what we were talking about in that conversation. In that conversation, we were speaking about men directly. So
Okay.
and that's what you said.
Okay. So just make sure you add that context before you just throw some shit out there because these people weren't a part of that conversation. So if we both know we were talking about men in particular, that doesn't mean that, okay, well, only Tamaya think men are capable of rape.
But that's not what I said. I said
I'm just saying, for the sake of this podcast, don't just throw that out there without context because we have the context, they don't. We got it.
I don't know what context just changed by what I said. That's what I'm saying.
You just said that Tamaya said that she think men are only capable of rape.
That's not what I said.
All men are capable of rape. That's what you just said.
That's what you said. So I'm not following. I'm not.
Is there a way for
the
you
issue.
to communicate what I just said to him?
Okay.
I'm not
so
understanding
you
the
said-
issue. But I'm not. But let me explain what I don't get.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said without the context
Yes.
of saying that we were talking about men.
Right.
Yes.
So you're saying you believe that every person has the capacity to rape somebody. Is that what you're saying now?
Yes. If you just lead with only just saying Tamaya said that she thinks all men are capable of rape,
Okay.
that could be taken so many different ways from a person that wasn't a part of that conversation.
Okay.
And they might need all those little intangibles that
What-
we had.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yes, I'm
I
just saying
simply
lead with
wasn't
that.
understanding what changed. That's all I'm saying.
I'm
I didn't
just making
understand
sure
the
that
perspective
niggas ain't out here
change.
listening to our conversation that we had in private and they only got that snippet of what was talked about.
It was a room of 8 people. Some of them people you didn't necessarily know. So I didn't think this was a thing like that. I understand
All right,
what
get
you're
your point.
saying.
Get your point
Right.
off
What
so
I'm
that
saying
we
is
can wrap this up.
I think some of these things should be even you thinking that every person has the capacity to do some shit like that.
Yes.
Even if that's your opinion.
Yes.
I think you should preference some of these things that you say with that. Like if we're talking about
What you mean?
speaking truth, I think you should let people know that that's how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
So that these things that you say when they come across as they won't condemn it because they'll do that shit too. Like I think you should make that clear that that's how you feel about everybody, so that we can understand the lens that kind of comment came from. Because when you say things like, I can't condemn what I condone when we're talking about sexual assault, there are so many reasons that somebody might not condemn it that don't make them a rapist. And that's all I'm saying. And I think the perspective that you have of everybody is capable of this, I think that's important because I think that could be influencing when we say things that like that and how easy it is to say, oh yeah, I think you're capable of doing that to somebody because of something that didn't show me that you would do that to somebody. That's all I'm saying. I think I think we should talk about that. I think that should be included in that. I think that matters.
I don't
Okay.
know if I'm completely following, but we could keep going with this whole Drake lawsuit thing. Heard and understood. So
do you think-
where were you going with this?
That was where I was going. I think that matters when we make those comments.
Okay, now how do we tie this to the Drake thing, the Drake lawsuit?
That we weren't talking about Drake at that point.
Yes, we were. Okay, let's talk about how. Okay, we already did it. Do you think that Drake has a case?
No.
Okay. Do you think that Drake has a case?
Nah. I feel like it's gonna get dragged on for longer than what it should, but ultimately I don't think he got one.
Or you think this is going to be settled?
No.
You think someone's going to come out a victor and a decision is going to be made?
I think at the end of it all, Drake is gonna be the loser.
Okay.
I just don't know what that losing decision looks like.
Is there a world where you see the biggest artist of our time, Drake, have this lawsuit and still chooses to remain signed and signs a deal with UMG?
Oh, of course. It's
Yeah.
UMG. That's $1 billion label.
So if he does that, was this all for nothing? If he loses the lawsuit, still signs with them, was this all for nothing? And then do us, the consumers of the music, were we right in our stance of saying you a bitch ass nigga?
We were right regardless.
Yeah, this is a big thing of little boy who cried wolf kind of thing. Like he's still gonna stay with his, you know what I'm saying, his label and shit,
Yeah.
but ain't nobody gonna. This is pretty much the end of like niggas not gonna care about Drake no more. We just gonna want the music. Some niggas gonna want the antics, but we just gonna want the music past this.
Okay. All right. So Chris Brown, he's also suing for defamation against a documentary that was put out. It was a woman that accused him of abuse, and this was like her second attempt of doing so.
Mm-hmm.
And
Who put the documentary out?
Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers, yes. And he's directly suing them for it
Mm-hmm.
because they ran with the story. The story has not been proven to be truthful. And so I'm interested to compare, contrast how both of these cases play out with them having defamation being the basis of some of it.
Dang, not my nigga Chris Breezy. Okay, well, let's look into it. Or let's get into it.
A lot of legal shit is happening in the music and entertainment world. We also have A$AP Rocky facing
I was
20
gonna
up
say,
to
A$AP
20 years in prison.
And
Have you all dived into that case?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
He should have took the plea.
He just turned down a plea deal,
Yeah, he
right?
turned
Yes.
down his
Yeah.
plea.
Yes.
They finna fry his ass. They was trying to give him 180 days in county, 3 years
3
on the
years
ban.
yeah.
Yeah.
He said, nah, and you're on camera. Granted, we don't see the gun, but you're doing this, and people are running away.
Mhm.
Like, come on, gang. And you in LA?
So what I also saw was that the person that accused him of shooting at him, the police didn't find any case shellings at the crime scene.
Right.
And so then he said, "What?" And so he brought it to him. He brought the case shellings to him.
Yeah, I seen that.
And so that's why, like, A$AP Rocky chose to fight it for a reason. He
Right.
thinks that he actually has a case to be able to defend himself. And so I'm really interested to watch this A$AP Rocky shit and how it plays out because they do have video of them linking up and him having a gun pointed at that dude. You don't necessarily see anything going off at all because of the way that they're coming in and out of frames.
Mm-hmm.
But
You just see a bunch of pushing, and then at some point you see Rocky doing this.
yes. And he also, the accuser also said, yeah, he didn't shoot at me when you saw it, and he didn't actually shoot his gun. He just
Mhm.
showed it. So I'm interested on how that actually plays out for him, how this goes. because that showing you giving me case shellings.
Yeah, way after
I
the
just
fact.
don't know how that works. I don't know how all that works at all. How
After
do you not
investing-
beat something like that, Cal? Like how if that is in the evidence, how do you not beat something like that?
Because sometimes it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, okay.
Sometimes they don't, like, chain of custody and all of that shit is important.
Yeah.
You can get the evidence thrown out, but sometimes the jury believes something else more. Sometimes they believe what they're saying in this video is what happened.
Yeah.
And even if they have to come to their own conclusions about what the rest of the video is, they feel stronger about that than they feel about the cases and the chain of custody with that. And that's it. Sometimes that shit is just not enough. So do I think he should have took the plea? That's tough to say.
Yeah.
That's very tough to say because he has a chance. And saying that, oh, okay, you could be free this whole time, but you took this plea instead, that sounds fucked up later. If you think that he could win. But if he doesn't win, it's gonna be there a real long fucking time.
Yeah.
And that's just gonna be insane. Like, you just shouldn't have a multi-billionaire girlfriend doing shit like this.
At all.
Yeah.
You should
Like-
never. You got Rihanna at home, bro. You shouldn't be nowhere near fighting a nigga in a parking garage.
I don't think it's wise at all how celebrities find themselves in scenarios like this. Like,
Yeah, he should never put himself in that scenario.
yeah,
I know what I have at home, what I got going on. I'm not finna be waving no gun and I intend to kill you if I'm gonna do it.
This
Yeah.
dude
You're
even
not finna
said.
just do that's just stupid.
Because
Right.
dude even said he wasn't expecting Rocky to be on that type of time.
Yeah, because
with
he
him.
said Rocky a
Yeah.
bitch ass nigga. Basically, he was like he wasn't like he said Rocky ain't ever been that type.
Right.
Mhm.
He was that type today. That day.
Yeah,
yeah. Like, why is that even your response, bro? Like, I don't know.
I don't get it.
Like, why is that the
Yeah.
day of all days you picked to be a nigga?
And it's off
Yeah.
of some shit that's so minuscule. It was he had said basically one of their members of ASAP died.
Hey, no, this part funny as hell.
one of the members of the ASAP group, he had got hooked on like drugs or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Felt like Rocky got too big, got too Hollywood, and forgot about the niggas. And then that said member died. And he said the person that's accusing Rocky of shooting at him was like, yeah, you could at least pay for the funeral. And Rocky like, bro, I did. But he got upset that the dude said, man, you left us behind, da da da. And so that's why he pulled out the gun. 'Cause
Like, dude was really convinced that Rocky didn't pay for it.
yeah. Well, it's still stupid when you just talk about why I was there and the things that was happening in real time. You get upset from a nigga accusing you for not being down with the clique.
Yeah, that's so ignorant.
It's so stupid when you at this point in your life now. Like you would have thought that he thinks totally different now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so ignorant.
Yeah.
Did he have to represent ASAP Mob for life? This shit I like.
And ASAP Ferg just came out and said ASAP is definitely over. That's
Yeah,
that's
he said it's
not,
not
he just came
Yeah.
out and said that.
He said it's not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be. Them niggas are pushing 40 or something. Like,
Yeah.
Them niggas
fuck?
are old as
I mean,
hell now.
damn. You know,
Right.
y'all should have better shit to do. I don't
Right.
want to be that age calling myself a member of anything. Like,
I have a family.
you know,
I'm a
what
family
saying?
member.
Now, is it wrong for me to look at Rihanna differently?
It depends on what this differently is.
Yeah, let's get some more
By
context.
who she chose as a mate. Like,
Yeah.
You don't know a nigga gonna do no shit like that.
You don't. I agree with you. I agree with you when you say that. But now that you know that that's the nigga that you dealing with, yeah, you got 3 kids,
Maybe
three-
two.
Thought it was
3 or
two.
2. You got 2 or 3 kids with this man now. You ain't married, so you ain't got legal shit holding you against you to like try to separate yourself. I'm not saying that she should try to do all of that. I'm just saying, am I wrong? Well, obviously I'm not wrong if I feel this way. It's an opinion, but would y'all look at me crazy or think that my opinion is not as substantial to have because I think that she a goofy if he continues to go further with this and he goes to jail for 20 years and she hold the nigga down?
Well, that's a different question from looking at her differently now. I don't know if there's anything.
I'm saying that I would
Right.
look at her differently if she chose to do those things. She hold the nigga down. He go to jail for this. She got 2 kids. She
Right.
not married. She Rihanna. She a billionaire.
So we're talking about in the future. I'm
Hypothetical,
trying. So
yeah.
you're not saying you feel
No,
differently about her
no,
now.
no. I don't really care right. I don't actually care, but I'm saying if I was to think that way, hypothetically for her future.
For thinking that she's a goofy?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you're. It's a good. You ain't too far off. I would ask more questions, but
Mm-hmm.
generally, surface level, yeah. You got the right to have that.
Do we not think that people that choose, like, because our responsibility lies in the person that we choose to be with romantically. And I think that who you choose to be with kind of describes your your integrity, your what you stand behind. Like, I think that's a reflection of you, who you choose to be with.
Right. I agree.
And it kind of ties into how you try to do this whole condemn and condone with my idea of rape and shit. Like, that stems from somewhere. That's what you were kind of trying to say. And so I should put that out there.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I guess I got to get a little personal with what I'm gonna say. But like, I have a huge dislike for the person that I have a dislike for my parents and them choosing each other. Okay, y'all had kids, but y'all recognize that y'all are not compatible.
Right.
Y'all are not on the same wavelength of what y'all think is right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So why do y'all still deal with each other romantically? Cool. I think that now I should be able to be the child and say, damn, mom, I think you a goofy. Damn, dad, I think you're a goofy ass nigga. Because if our friend was to come to us and say, yeah, my nigga, he keeps cheating on me. I keep calling back. Yeah, I do. We gonna be like, you a goofy ass bitch, friend.
Definitely no.
So what is so wrong with feeling that way about the niggas that you hold near dear to your heart? Or Rihanna? Like, why? Like,
your mom didn't make umbrella.
Yeah.
She made me.
Yeah.
I think the difference is how close the relationship is to know.
Mm-hmm.
I think that obviously, none of us are saying we know Rihanna.
Yeah.
And you know your mom.
Yeah.
But I think that is what gives you the ability to judge everything. It's like, how closely can you see the whole situation?
Okay.
Right? Because the reason that Rihanna might stay with him might be something that we never fathomed. She might have this idea of, even though they aren't married, right?
Yeah.
Through thick and thin. Not the shit. I don't know the vows, y'all. I'm not married either. But you know the shit I'm talking about.
Hell no.
Till death do us part.
To death do us part. Through sickness and health and all that shit. Not through thick and thin. No.
Yeah.
But,
I thought you was going to talk about family, like
you know what I'm saying?
blood and thick. She should. Yeah. Keep going. Yeah, keep going.
You know what I'm saying? She like that might mean a lot to her. Where it's like, all right, shit, ain't no mountain high enough, and jail ain't either. Like I don't know. Right? It might be, a lot of, obviously we talk about people saying they staying together for the kids and shit, but it's like, people deal with a lot of shit for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to say that that's not it. And maybe shit, Rihanna had half a many boyfriends she had, she know I really like that nigga. I don't like nobody else, So I'm still like him in 20 years. I don't know, So it's tough for me to call somebody a goofy for it. When I say I would do it, hell no. When I say, I would tell my sisters, hey, stay with that nigga, hell no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would tell them, hey, that nigga's going to jail for how long?
Yeah.
And that's the end of it. But I don't know if you're wrong. Maybe just a little harsh.
Okay. I'll take that. I'll take that I'm being too harsh.
And not even too harsh. Maybe just a little. Because that sounds goofy as hell.
It sounds goofy as hell. So why isn't she a goofy hoe?
Because okay.
See, like,
now too harsh.
I can't
Like,
add a
come
hoe.
on.
I can't. All right, I take it back. I take it back. She's just a goofy. She's just a goofy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's in Chicago of me, my bad. Let's be dramatic.
But yeah, staying with anybody going to jail for 20 years just sounds dumb.
Mm-hmm.
You got sentenced to 20. Saying you gonna stick around sounds crazy. Especially, it be the same people that be like, "Oh, you ain't called me today. It's over." Damn, fuck y'all finna do for that long? Like, you can't be that clingy. Talking about you finna stick with a nigga in jail. He can't see you. He can't call you. Y'all gotta schedule that shit. You can't miss the call.
Yeah.
Like, no, it sounds goofy. And the thing, to be a billionaire doing it,
Yes.
that sounds real goofy.
Yes.
That sounds real goofy. But damn. And because now she got to worry about the gold diggers. Because she going to run into a nigga like me. She leave him. I'm only there for the money.
I really love you, Riri.
Yeah.
I love that money.
I don't really love you. She got the song. but that's what it's gonna be. You know, you almost $2 billion. She'll never find nobody that actually loves her. Never.
Uh-oh. I don't like when he does that. What you finna ask
Rihanna
him?
won't find anybody that actually love her because she a billionaire.
Girl,
Yeah.
man.
Men go after the money.
$2 billion? Hell yeah, they going after the money. The fuck? $2 billion? Why you think Travis Kelce left that woman and got
I'm
with
only
Taylor
doing-
Swift?
And I'm only doing this because I don't disagree.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
We just ain't have to say it
you
out
know
loud.
how I feel. You know I don't like white women. I'd date Taylor Swift today. I swear to God I would. Today, Taylor Swift fine as fuck.
I ain't going that far.
Why you can't be honest and say she not fine as fuck, but she
But-
rich as fuck?
For 1.6 billion, she the finest bitch I ever seen.
I'm dead.
Now, why do women have the negative connotation that we're gold diggers and men aren't?
Because most women don't have 1.6 billion. Like,
But in
That's
today's
it.
time, a lot of women
That's
have
it.
competing income.
compete, yeah, but it's not. First of all, the fact that women are like they're not open at all to giving any man any of it. Most of the time, that shit doesn't matter. They like.
You
so,
don't think women be tricking out here? Well, I don't call it tricking. They just stupid. They simping.
I don't think men are as easily able to find a situation that they know this woman is gonna feel obligated to take care of me. I think the opposite of that is easy. As soon as a woman, like they were talking about Jimmy Butler, ex-girlfriend or whatever, $55,000 a month, and he was like, oh, $55,000 a month is not enough, and she was saying
65. She want 10 extra.
Yeah, and he said, well, we were never married. You're not entitled to live like you was married to an NBA player.
yeah.
And they like, oh, but his kids are.
Yeah.
His kids are entitled to live that way. So, of course, she's just going to benefit. And it's like, because of these kind of ideas, and I know most men don't have Jimmy Butler money either, right? But like, because of the idea that as soon as you have a kid with that woman, you're responsible for her well-being all the time now, no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. It's regular niggas who think like that. Oh, I always got to make sure my BM straight.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you do. You don't want your kids' mama out here fucked up. You don't want, but for me, it should be for the kids. Like, you don't have no obligation to her.
Yeah.
Like, you should have an obligation to me as your child. That's right. All right. You should not want me to have the trauma of seeing my mama fucked up. Right.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be that woman feels like I owe her. I don't.
Ideally, yes. I just think that Jimmy Butler one is probably not the best example to use because we don't know exactly why she's asking for 10 because we don't know what she's using the money for currently with just the 55.
I don't give a fuck what she using it for. She got enough. Like
We don't know. We don't know if she has enough. That lifestyle that they probably like this. She got fresh babies with, bro. So they mean they was just fucking, right? So they was just fucking, and she was just living the lifestyle, right? So maybe they started off daycare at this rich ass fucking facility, and it eat up half of the 55. Maybe
it's 55 every month. Next month you have a new 55.
I don't know how they was living. I don't know how they're living.
And I think that's why that's the perfect example. Why the fuck do you feel like you are entitled to continue living that way? Why do you feel like you get to leave me and stay with me at the same time?
Because maybe a lot of that shit is going to the children,
and it's supposed to. It's child support.
Yes,
it's child support. All of that is supposed to go to them.
So Jimmy Butler, you need to tell me, okay, well then I want my kids to not live that same standard anymore. I'm saying that we don't know if she's using or created this budget with the money that she gets from that child care shit. I don't know if they've slated that out to be for the kids, and this is how much it costs to maintain the lifestyle that I started when I was fucking you for my kids. Because she had 2 kids before she just had this fresh baby with him. So I don't know what that money was for first. And she's only asking for a 10,000 extra on the month. So to a person that's not rich, yes, that'll be a lot. But to Jimmy Butler, that's not as much. So why are you asking for this 10 is what Jimmy Butler is saying. And he's saying, well, if you're going to ask for 10, because this is Israel. This is facts what I'm about to say. I want to be able to track what you're using this money for now. That's what he's saying for these new terms. I got to be able to know what you're doing with the money. So I'm saying, well, since that's something that he thinks he needs to have for just 10 extra bands, and you didn't care about it when it was just 55,000 instead of 65,000, maybe she was using money for some shit that it needed to be for. And there's only being a problem now just to cut it off in case you want to keep it going and say, okay, 10 this year, 10 the next year. I just don't know what she was doing with that money. So
See, you doing
that's
a
why
lot of
it's-
speculating.
I'm not doing speculations. I'm just saying that I'm not finna
that's
use Jimmy
speculating.
Butler's example as an example for childcare and child support.
I'm saying the fact I was only using it as an example for saying that he is responsible for her after that. Her living the lifestyle that her kids maintained and all of that shit, like everything that we both just said.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with any of that.
Yeah.
All I was saying was because he has the child with her, he's responsible. And that happens on every scale. Every scale, like the of income, that people feel like because we have this child, that the man should care about that woman's well-being. I'm not saying that is wrong.
Mhm.
I'm not saying that.
Mhm.
I'm saying that that's what the standard is. There are not, and I don't think that same standard, and I don't think it should be, but I don't think that standard is applied to women saying, "Oh, you shouldn't want your baby daddy out here fucked up because you shouldn't want their kids to see their dad fucked up." And I'm sure there are women who feel that way. There are women who behave that way,
Mhm.
but there's not that standard, and that's why the idea of women being gold diggers exists more than men because of the ability for that shit to actually happen. That's all I'm saying.
I think it's a false connotation placed upon women based off of how exactly women are supporting men.
So you don't think that there are women who are gold diggers?
No, I think that there are women gold diggers. I think there are men gold diggers, but I think women only get that title placed on them because men aren't honest about how much they just use women. Like women are online talking about how I'm using this nigga for a Birkin. I'm finna go on this date with this nigga I don't want just so I can get food. Like they will say that out loud, but men will not. When I know that you're on shorty couch, it's because you don't have a couch, but you're not gonna say it.
Yeah,
But
see,
she's saying it.
I don't know if that counts as being a gold digger.
That's a hobosexual. We give it a different term.
Yeah,
How is that
that's-
not? How is that
Because
not
you
different?
gotta
really
have
be-
some gold. A couch is not fucking gold, and that's why
I think not.
I was gonna go like
if somebody has a regular job, work at Amazon, and he say he looking out for the gold diggers, everybody's gonna look at him like he fucking crazy because nigga, you don't have any money to be worried about gold diggers.
Right.
So a woman having a couch, she's also should be worried about gold diggers. So you worried about a bum ass nigga sleeping on your couch? That's something different. He's a bum ass nigga who needed somewhere to sleep. That'll make him a gold digger. A gold digger has it means something very specific. I'm after the gold that someone has. The ability for that to happen exists for women way more than it exists for men under every circumstance.
And I think that's the issue. It is that gold doesn't have to only just be money. And
But that's what it is. So we can decide
I
that
don't
we're gonna
agree
change
with
the
that.
discussion.
I don't agree with that. That's just what niggas before us said that's what the gold was when they said gold digger. It's just
so
money.
at what point do words actually mean something and we can't change the meaning of the words?
Because
like at what point does that mean?
Everything has a monetary value. And so if you want to choose to be narrow-minded and only see the word gold and say, okay, well, it's only just fucking money, when it takes fucking money to buy the couch.
Okay.
The nigga has a nice house. We don't
Okay.
just would you say that she's a gold digger because she wants to be with the nigga that has the biggest house in Miami? Or would you just say she just a hobosexual? Like, what would you define
that's
that
the
house?
difference, though. And that's what I'm saying. That like the difference is the amount. That shit matters and that's why I brought up the nigga that works at Amazon because I said that him and his $18 an hour. If he said he's worried about gold diggers, everybody's going to say even though we know that a woman can use him, we know that a woman can use him.
Yes.
That's not enough for her to be considered a gold digger.
it's where
because
the
she got a
using is
fucking
taking
meal.
place.
That's all I'm saying.
So it gotta be a
gold
nice
digger-
couch.
A gold, no, it don't have to be a nice couch. I'm saying that those people are not in a situation that either one of them can be considered gold digging. That's what I'm saying. Gold digging means something specific. That's all I'm saying. It means that you're after a lot. If they don't have a lot, you're just using somebody. Those are different terms. And I think it's okay for us to let terms mean what they mean.
But if
I can use Jonesy. If I don't fuck with Jonesy like that, but I know he got some weed. Hey, bro, what you on? You know, yeah, I can use him. I can use him. That's not like that's a normal thing that happens. That don't make anybody a gold digger because he got some weed and it took some money to buy the weed. It don't make me a gold digger for that. A gold digger, it has to be if you're not rich, well off.
Corlin, just sit.
You can't be worried about no fucking gold digger
Mm-hmm.
because it ain't gold. It's silver.
I feel like gold digger is one of them words. It's like hoe, where it's like it's
It means more than just
situational.
the money.
Yeah,
It means more than just the money. And to a nigga that ain't got nothing, that is gold to them. A couch could be gold to them.
That's just a nigga using.
Yeah,
That's just a
we're
nigga
saying
using.
that. We're saying that. But I'm saying that it can be applied way more to a nigga that ain't got nothing. They think that that's gold. That couch is gold.
Hey
You
man,
ain't never
because he
been
finna go back to his broke ass friends and be like, shit, I fucking got this little dumbass Amazon working chick to let me crash in her crib.
Literally, you ever heard a nigga talk about dating a nurse? They thought they got the gold mine.
But even then, nurses make more than the majority of the fucking population. So once again, that works. That works.
But they
she
don't-
has something.
but
She's
they don't
making
make
$90 fucking
Kanye-
an hour.
they don't
That's
make
not the
Jimmy Butler
same.
money.
That's not the same. But I didn't say it had to be Jimmy Butler. I'm saying it has to be a lot. That's why I use the Amazon nigga who makes $18 an hour. You brought up somebody who makes 90.
Bro.
That's a big fucking difference. She has 5 times as much as him. Yes,
We can look
that's
at the
fucking
median
gold.
salary
That's
for
gold.
a nurse. We can look at the median salary for a nurse. It is not 100K. I promise you it's not 100K. And I'm going to do a quick Google search just to prove it to you. It's not 100K.
I feel like gold in this sense.
But you know what the fucking poverty line is?
Yes.
So they're way above that. That's all
Yes,
I'm
and
fucking
so-
saying. I didn't
so
say shit
you're-
about 100K.
So
you
you're
put the
only
whole numbers
proving
in
what
my
I'm
head.
saying, that a nigga that has nothing would think that a nurse has everything. When
Because
she's only making $85,000 for the year.
I feel like gold.
that's not proving shit. I'm saying her having more than everybody else, the majority of fucking people, 85,000 is putting you very fucking high. You're not in the 1%, but you might be in the fucking 10.
To
Right,
a nigga
I
that
don't-
don't have
okay,
nothing.
Hold on,
it's
let me
like,
get this
okay,
off real
okay,
quick
but
because I don't
that-
feel
but-
like y'all saying nothing different.
We're not.
I just feel like gold in this
We are saying
situation.
something different.
No, I just
We
feel
are.
like gold in this situation is contextual. Because gold to a broke bummy nigga is a couch and some Section 8 shit, whereas gold to the nurse is fucking Jimmy Butler.
Yes. It just
It's all gold. It just looks different.
Yes.
Buddy with the Mosinite chain on feel like his shit hitting harder than rapper dumbass over here.
I think the way I see this is like it's a bunch of niggas that got killed, only some niggas got assassinated. And that's what I'm saying. There are words that apply to certain situations, and there are things that are similar that are below that I just would not apply those words to. That's all I'm saying. So fuck it. Fuck the nurse. Fuck the like all of that shit. None of that shit fucking matters. I'm saying if it's not a substantial amount, you can't call that shit gold. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, a nurse who makes more than most of the general population, I will call that a substantial amount. I know nurses aren't rich, but she has enough that there are majority of fucking people who would love to be in her position. Yes, you can be a gold digger and do that. The same way how a woman can be a gold digger and want a lawyer. The lawyer might not be fucking rich, but she knows she can be taken care of.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So that's different from I found somebody's fucking couch to sleep on. That's all I'm saying. That I think those words mean something different. I like to use words with what they mean. And it's not me being narrow-minded. This means this. That's all.
Well, gold digger is a it's slang. So
It's
it
not.
can be interpreted. Yes, gold digger is slang. And it takes a nigga that want to create a Webster dictionary to now incorporate it into American English. That's how words become slang anymore.
I don't think that gold digger is slang.
It started off as slang. That was not something that the fucking typical white man was just using. Motherfucking Webster wasn't just saying gold digger.
Merriam-Webster.
So you saying like that started as a black people thing?
No, I'm just saying
What
it
do you
started
say?
as just slang. Whoever fucking started the term gold digger and had their meaning for it, they
But
created slang.
We talking about words and the history of words that's been around since before we got here.
Yeah.
That don't have shit to do with what I'm talking about no more. All
Yes,
I'm saying,
Yes, it does, Khyle.
all I'm saying is the words we have in society accepted that words mean certain things, and we use those words in those ways, and that's it. That's all I'm saying.
Gold digger is factually slang,
Thank you.
and it was used among sex workers
Thank
and
you.
chorus girls.
Thank you.
Chorus girls. Yeah, that's some old shit.
Got me. I was wrong. It's slang.
Now that you were wrong, let's
I
move
was
on.
wrong about something being slang.
Yes,
You
because
was
I
not wrong
get-
about the
no.
whole thing, and that didn't have shit to do with none of the points
You
that I was
were
making.
wrong about
They
the
didn't
whole
have shit to
thing
do with
because
none of the points
we
that I
were
was
speaking-
making.
We were speaking from the perspective of gold digger being slang, so it can be interpreted however that person is using it. But you were speaking from the point of, you know what gold digger mean.
No, I was not
And-
speaking from the perspective of
and-
I know
and
what
if-
go there. I'm speaking from the perspective of how it's been used for years and years in society. That's all I'm saying.
And so
I'm saying
that
we can
warps
say that we're
your
redefining
perspective.
words if that's what we want to do, but we have to at that point say that we're redefining shit. That's all I'm saying. So fuck it. We want to redefine it to say there's anybody with more, then fuck it. Yeah,
You're
that's
able
what gold
to-
digging
but
is.
you're able
But that's
to
not what we
redefine
said.
slang.
That's not okay, but I'm saying that we should say at the beginning of all of this, didn't I say We redefining words. I said that before I gave any of my takes. And that's what so if we're redefining it, we can redefine it as whatever the fuck we want to, but that's not what we were saying. So I'm saying if we're talking about a word that has been used for years and years and years before we
that's
fucking
not a
got
word.
here,
It's
I'm
a
using the word,
phrase.
the
It's a
word, the
phrase.
phrase, whatever the fuck, the title of Kanye's song, whatever the fuck you want to say right now,
Yes.
I'm saying I use it in the way that it has been used and accepted. That's all I'm saying. I gave my perspective on that. I let you explain your perspective, and that's it. I wasn't fucking wrong about a whole fucking topic because I didn't say the word is slang. Like, that don't invalidate all my fucking points. That's all I said.
I said you were wrong about it being slang.
Right, and then I said
didn't
I wasn't wrong
invalidate
about
your
the whole
point.
thing, and then you said you were wrong about everything. You said that right after.
You were
Tamaya.
wrong about everything when you kept saying words, when it's a phrase. And since it's a phrase, and then we now saying that it's slang, it can be redefined. Because it's slang.
It can.
It's not just definition. So a person can come into it saying, hey, she's a gold digger, and explain why it can be right. Because it's slang. It's not just fact. And you can also have your same opinion. And we can all be in this motherfucker and say, whoa, bro, you're wrong because this whole time, this is what this is what gold digger has been accepted to be. But that person is still entitled to feel how they feel about how they're trying to describe how that girl is a gold digger because it's slang.
Okay, so this whole time, we started this topic because you were trying to understand why women get called gold diggers and why men don't.
Yes.
I explained why the fuck women get called gold diggers and why men don't.
Okay.
That's it. Next topic, please.
Yes, we are going to get to the next topic, but it ties into what we were just talking about.
Okay.
So there's a cause and effect in our actions, right? And I wanted to tie it into tonight's conversation and how they talk a lot about relationships. And so can you think of a time where you probably was making a lot of choices for self, right? And you didn't recognize the cause and effect that decision had. And so let's say that the result of your said actions or repeated actions resulted in something that you did not favor. It didn't favor you.
Okay.
Okay. And just explain, just give like a cliff note of just that situation. This question stems from me just thinking about this past relationship that I'm exiting out of. And the idea of selfishness was the foundation of decision making that was happening.
Okay.
I felt like I'm not getting something out of this relationship. And so I'm going to go do something to satisfy this void that's there. And the way that I chose to go satisfy that void impacted you. And so now that resulted in a relationship no longer being there, but I still want the relationship. But that person that's affected from what you chose to go do to satisfy your needs didn't agree with your decision making.
Right.
Can you all think of a time where you've had decision making? It could be you or somebody did something to you where they was doing something, you didn't fuck with it, and it resulted in a consequence that favored you or didn't favor them, and they wanted it to. Like just something off the top of the dome.
You know, I like to speak for myself and myself only. So
I mean, that's what we
yeah, you know, I can speak to the other side, but I can only speak to me.
Yeah.
But a decision I made.
I can't wait till we talk about that nurse.
The nurse?
Past one. Cause
Okay.
I can't wait till we talk about that.
Cause we won't.
Yeah.
But man, choosing see, I don't feel like this was an intentional choice because of what I was going through at the time. But anytime I'm in a was in a mental health crisis before I started getting help and shit,
Yeah.
it's nothing else matters. It's nigga, I don't give a fuck what's going on, what I said, what I agreed to. Once I'm triggered, none of that shit matters.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, sometimes I would make plans or say things, and then something would happen, and it's like, nah, bro, fuck that shit. I don't care who spent what. I don't care where we went. I don't care what's what. Like, shit did. And then that impacts the relationship because you become unreliable in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Can you kind of like get a little detail? Because I know what you mean. But for the listener that's kind of lost, you were going through a mental imbalance. I'll
Right.
call it that. I call it that. And because you were going through things mentally, you were affecting others and
Right.
decision makings that you were making, right?
Like, all right, so I give you this one story. So me and this homie had made plans. And up until like it's time to move around, like everybody know I'm driving myself. Like
Yeah.
you're not giving me no ride. So all the way up until it's time to leave, bro, like, hey, can you give me a ride?
Mm-hmm.
That's a trigger for me. We ain't going no more. Cancel all this shit.
So bro asked you for a ride and it triggered you.
Yes,
Okay. Because you like to ride by yourself.
exactly.
Okay.
Or maybe because we was driving together, one of us, it made sense for one person to drive type shit.
Okay.
I don't know who was getting in whose car,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, nah, fuck that.
And so what did you not like about, like, why did it trigger you in the way that you just have this dislike?
Because in the past, I've been riding with people
Mm-hmm.
and shit would happen.
Okay.
So to avoid being in that situation again, I drive myself everywhere.
So why can't a nigga get in the car with you?
Because I don't know what you got going on.
Okay.
So just to avoid anything that could possibly happen, niggas can't ride with you.
Exactly. You in your car, I'm in my car.
Okay. And so since you have that boundary, I suppose, would you call it a boundary or what would
See,
you call that?
I don't like calling it a boundary because it's like I want to get out of that. Like I want to be comfortable getting in other motherfuckers' cars, people getting in my cars. Like I want to be comfortable with it.
Yeah.
But no.
I'm glad this is your example.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tie it into something for the viewers for relationships.
Okay.
So like people come into new relationships with trust issues.
Mm-hmm.
This person did something to me in the past, and so now I'm carrying this ideology now moving forward.
Right.
And so that now affects my future relationships with new people.
Yep.
They had nothing to do with somebody did in the past that I now carry.
Right.
So would you say that's kind of what you do now? So you had people doing things in the past when you arrived with them, and so now it affected the way that your comfortability with riding with others?
100%.
Okay. You said that's something that you don't want to do anymore. Like you want to get that comfortable with.
Yeah, just getting in the car
space.
with a motherfucker. Like
Okay.
I really, I really gotta trust you to ride with you,
Okay.
and vice versa.
I like your examples because your examples be so like innocent. It'd be like not.
I'm an innocent nigga. Like I don't know why people hear like heathen and think I just go out in the streets and terrorize shit.
Okay.
You just can't tell me what to do.
Okay. You got something, Khyle?
I guess it fit. I thought it fit before his answer.
Yeah, it should be so like.
Yeah, just thinking about in terms of relationships. I felt like it was both of us doing it though. I
Okay.
was fucking with this one girl. She definitely spent too much time on the internet, and the whole "I hate men" thing really got to her.
Mm.
And she kind of treated me like she hated me. I ain't gonna lie, right?
Damn, I want to know how that was like.
Yeah, it was like that. So that's why I stuck around, That's not what you was asking. Okay, yeah, the sex
Yeah, I don't
was
think that's what
great.
she was asking.
Yeah, but
That wasn't. Wait, I get you now.
yeah,
Got you.
But so we kept having sex with each other. Eventually I got tired of her treating me like she hated me when I didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
Like you hate everything was just, oh, you're a man, you're a man, you're a man. And it was just like, all right, stop talking to me.
You a man, you a man, you a man.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
yeah. So eventually I got tired of that and I had to tell her about herself, and she really didn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
But
What
it
did,
was-
what did you tell her? That you think she hate men?
No. I told her I didn't want to be around her anymore.
Oh.
And then she just started to say a bunch of things about me that just weren't true.
Mm.
Again, like she told me that I was using her to find myself,
Okay.
That sounds
Which-
familiar.
which was like, I'm not looking for myself at all. Like, would you say I've changed much since you met me?
The core of it is pretty similar.
That's how I feel, right? Like, and I was like the same way before that.
Mm-hmm.
So I did. I was looking for myself. She said I was on my own journey of self-discovery or some silly shit like that. And I was like, I've never told you that.
Mm-hmm.
I never told you that I was on any kind of journey or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but we kept having sex. And it was like one of those things where it's like I was having a lot of bad days because of that, and I feel like that was the effect.
Got you.
You know,
Okay.
just like all of these bad days, but I was making decisions based on my own self interest at that time,
Mm-hmm.
and that was it. You know,
Yeah, only reason I don't got one for relationships because I don't really be doing nothing in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I usually don't. This wasn't a relationship, and that was so much of the problem. Like we weren't even together for her to be trying to tell me about myself in this kind of way. Like you don't know me, you just had sex with me very shortly after you met me.
Yeah.
So, now you think, oh, we have this deep connection. Like, no, we skipped all of that.
I mean,
We
y'all,
skipped that. You
sex
don't
is
know
a
me.
pretty deep, it's a pretty,
Yeah, but it was like we was just that. Basically, like not enough. You don't know people well enough to tell them about themselves. Especially when I've always been very sure of myself and who I am and what I like and what I don't like. You can't tell me. I can't tell you I made a decision for this particular reason,
Mm-hmm.
and you tell me no, it was this other reason. Like no, I told you what it was. I also have zero reason to lie to you, especially at the point where I'm telling you I don't want to be around you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
What's my benefit for lying to you at this point? Like what am I getting out of lying to you? Not wanting to tell you what's happening.
That's actually something I struggle with, cause I feel like we're pretty observant people. We'll sit and just observe some shit,
Yeah.
and we might come up with some observations, and we might think that we're right. That don't mean that we're right. But when we gonna present it to the person, who's right? Because now that person could just tell you you're completely wrong. I was not digging in my nose.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like but I really feel like you was digging your nose.
See, so I think there are times where I think it really depends on how well you know this person. Right?
Yeah.
So like if I know you very well, and I know you enough to know that you struggle with self-reflection, and you struggle with accountability.
Yeah.
Me telling you that, okay, this is not what happened, and you're doing this now to dodge accountability because I can acknowledge this pattern of you doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might be the one that's right. But when it's cause our situation, I think she was telling me she was telling me that I was doing something for one particular reason, and I was telling her no, that I am. She was she said that I did something. I was correcting her, like, no, this is not what I did. This is what I did.
Mm-hmm.
Because the intent behind, I don't remember exactly what the argument was, but I knew it was two things. Both of them you had to do on purpose,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it was like, no, this is what I did, and I can tell you why I did this.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't do that. And she was telling me that it was my ego talking. My ego wouldn't let me be wrong. And I'm like, that's just like you're making shit up.
Yeah.
There's nothing like the thing, because she talked about me saying I have a big ego, and I think I'm confident in myself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I would consider it an ego. I definitely wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
But I think me being confident in myself had nothing to do with any of the it has shit to do. It relates to me and things that I've done and accomplished in my life.
Yeah.
You telling me that I'm wrong about this communication mishap in our conversation, that's not going to affect shit that I did and accomplished in my life that made me a confident person.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know how to say I fucked up.
Yeah.
It never bothers me. I fucked up. As soon as he said that shit was slang or shit, I was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say what's the source. I didn't ask you none of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I just said I was fucking wrong.
The shade room was my source.
See, you know what I'm saying, right? Like, I'm not one of them. I'm not gonna try to fight it. None of that shit.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm gonna tell you I was wrong, and that's how I'm gonna make sure I'm right next time.
Yeah.
So when it was like, oh, this your ego, you don't know me fucking well enough to know when my ego come into play. I can tell you when.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that my ego come into play with a nigga tell me I can't rap. Now I have to show you. My ego come into play with a nigga tell me I can't hoop. Okay, now I have to show you.
But you can show it, and I think that's so I'm currently speaking from the lens of a Scorpio right now when I'm replying to Khyle, because I also go through the same issue in relationships, whether it's platonic, family, friends, romance. They confuse our confidence and say that we're not humble enough, or they say it's ego. But it's like, no, I know what I did in my life.
Yeah.
And just because I'm confident that I accomplished a lot of things, I think I'm very smart, and I have things to prove why I should feel this way about myself. You don't have the resume. So when I come tell you, hey, I think you're lacking accountability right now, because why did you go through my phone and you have no reason to go through my phone? That's not because I just think I'm always right and I'm confident. No, you went through my phone. We got the proof. And you don't know why you went through my phone, but you did it, and I'm trying to ask you why. And you can't
Right.
tell me why, but now you're trying to throw it on me and says, I got an ego.
Right.
Like, there got to be a reason why I went through your phone. No, I'm asking you to tell me the fucking reason.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you be shit like that. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, and that's just not smart.
Yeah.
You know.
And we're mean if we say,
We say
that's not smart. That's
yeah,
stupid. We're mean
yeah,
now.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know, and that was the thing, like the particular girl I was talking about, like she really she used to say things like she was smarter than me all the time.
Damn.
And I let
she
her believe
hated
it.
you for real.
I said that, you know.
She just might have.
Yeah, you know, and I think I'm a pretty smart person. Most
Yeah.
people that know me usually say I'm a pretty smart person.
Yeah,
But it didn't
you're
bother
pretty
me. Like, you
intelligent.
think you're smarter? Okay, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But it was like she would always say it in like little joking way, haha, I'm smarter, right? And it was like, okay, sure, but it was one of those, she believed it not even from since it was about me, but from one of those, it's not possible for a man to be smarter than her.
Mm.
Which is like, okay, that just shows me exactly how dumb you are. Because I do know that there are women smarter than me. There are men smarter than me. Like, I think I'm real fucking smart.
Yeah.
I know some of the kind of shit that people do. It's people that put together nuclear fucking bombs and shit.
They
Them
got
niggas
it.
win.
They
You know
got
what I'm
it.
saying? They got it, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I know that. So to have the idea that it's not possible for a man to be smarter than you and fully believe it and behave that way, and would pull that out when we have debates about anything, and she would just be flat out wrong and pull a no, well, I have to be right. And I would take things as a joke. Now, we was only dealing with each other for like 2 months. So this was a short time, you know. So it took a while for me to pick up on like, okay, these jokes you serious about. You believe this. So now I'm on my way out. You know. So I didn't stick around long, but the thing is, it was never pleasant from the beginning.
Right.
But I do feel like I stuck around too long.
Yeah.
But it was never a situation where it was like it was good and turned bad.
Yeah.
It was just bad, and I didn't like it, so I left quick. And then I was the bad guy for that. It's insane,
Yeah.
you know. And that's why I sound like we doing it. We were both doing it because it's like, okay, if you hate me so much, if you think it's only possible that I could only be this good of a person, max, then it's like, well, why would you let me in your house? Why are we here? Why are we doing this?
I hate you, Jody. I hate you too, Yvette. That's what this sounds like.
Is that an immature reply to a person
What?
that's telling you about yourself and you disagree with it? But those things are things that you personally wouldn't accept if that was your partner. So let's say Shorty talking to Cal, keep calling Cal, you ain't as smart as me, and you lack accountability, and you're poor with communications. Like, she's saying all of these things
Right.
that ideally he should want to work on. It's like, okay, but why do you still want? My response is, okay, why are you with me then?
Right.
If I have all of these XYZs that
Right.
are negative, why are you with me then?
Like,
If
what are
I'm
your
so
red
fucked
flags?
up,
Yes. If I'm so
Then-
fucked up, why are you with me then? Is that a terrible response to a person trying to tell you how they view you?
I think it depends on the timing, right?
Okay.
And
It
the
depends-
intent.
Yeah, right.
And the intent.
Because I think by the time you have to ask that question, right, that person who had to ask it should probably just remove themselves, right? At the point where where somebody is telling you about yourself and you ask it so that you can flip the conversation and make them start complimenting you, then all right, yeah, you on some bullshit, and that's when it's wrong. And I'm seeing people do that. Well, why are you with me? And then they start crying and all kind of shit like that. Oh, I ain't shit, and this whole thing. Like, all right, now cool, you know what? You ain't shit. And
Yeah.
both of y'all should leave each other.
Yeah.
But I think at some point, it's like if I truly feel like, oh, you hate me, I can't understand why. Like, there's nothing about me
Yeah.
that it seems like you want around. I should just remove myself instead of even asking you.
Mhm.
And that was one of the mistakes that I made. I asked Shorty, like, well, fuck is like, why are you doing this? What's going on? She gave me a dumbass answer.
Yeah.
And then started crying. And then started crying and was shocked. I didn't know what the fuck to say because she was crying because she gave me a dumbass answer. It was like, oh, okay.
Crying in front of each other after 2 months is crazy. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, you too invested.
Yeah, too invested too soon, bro. We shouldn't be crying 60 days in.
It was insane. That's why I had to get the fuck up out of there.
That's at least 120 days, bro. You make it about $120. All right, bro. We can tear up a little bit.
Man.
60, nah, bro. You doing too much.
And the thing is, so look, this is what I'm saying. I stuck around a little too long because that was like 40. That was like day 40. It was a couple more weeks after that.
A month and a weekend.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, but hey, you know, sometimes it be like that.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers be crazy.
To actually tie into the beginning hot topic with tonight's conversation and the whole integrity piece,
Mm-hmm.
I like to walk with integrity. I would like to say I created this pod with integrity.
Yeah.
And so this is just how I am when I'm communicating. I feel like I have to talk about personal experiences for you to really get the concept that I'm trying to put out. Because we might have the debates that we had earlier in the fucking pod. So this question did stem because I was in the crib and I was just reflecting on this current chapter that I'm about to close. Said in the last episode where since June of 2024 I was engaged, and I called off the engagement in August of 2024. I mean October of 2024, and I also broke up with her. The reason why I broke up with the person is because I felt like they weren't showing to be wife-like. And when you're engaged, that's your audition.
Right.
Before you become the wife or the husband. That's your audition. Right? And it stemmed from this person thinking that they needed to have a moment of selfishness because everything about our relationship revolved around Tamaya. And this is where I kind of can bridge in with you speaking about your relationship with Shorty, because I do think we have this misconception about our confidence. I'm not speaking for all Scorpions. I'm speaking for people that I know is putting the work in on themselves that should walk with such confidence because they chose to have meaningful purpose in their life and decisions that they made. You're not going to become one of the best basketball players in your region if you don't put the work in. So you should have confidence when you go step in the basketball court, right?
Right.
So a nigga come to you and say, hey, why you so confident? I put the work in. So in my relationship, it might seem like to you that our life revolves around Tamaya because Tamaya is always into some shit. From Monday to Sunday, I'm always working. 9 to 5 is my work, and then it's pod.
Right.
The pod has brought us into faces of BJ the Chicago Kid. We got coming up. I didn't.
Jonesy on this motherfucker.
We got Jonesy on this
You know what I'm
motherfucker.
saying?
We got Cal.
We got Cortland in this motherfucker.
We got Cortland in this motherfucker. Like, and it takes us to very cool spaces.
Mm-hmm.
And so a nigga might get intimidated, or maybe that's not the right word. A person might feel uncomfortable because they're always around somebody that's always into something cool.
I think they feel inadequate.
Yes.
And they don't want to say that. And that's one of those things that, like, when we were saying, like, maybe I do know enough that I can make this observation about you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And that's it. Whereas, like, they might not admit it, you know? But cool. And I think it's one of those things where it's like, it depends on what this person is not admitting.
Yeah.
Like, you might have to pull, I feel inadequate out of somebody.
Yes.
You might have to pull that out of them.
And they might never ever do it, and so y'all gotta end.
Yeah.
Because if we can't get past that and we can try to figure out how you can not feel that way, like put yourself into some shit, then we ain't gonna be to get nowhere.
Or you could just not be a hater.
Yeah,
That
you could
too,
just be
that
a
too.
supporter.
You can start clapping.
That's
you could be
it.
Start
supportive,
clapping.
bro.
You know, I be so happy when people do good things. They're like, it takes so much for me to remember that. Oh, I ain't never did that before. Like,
Yeah.
that wouldn't even cross my mind. Well, if it's something I did before, I wouldn't be sitting there thinking, oh yeah, should I been did that?
Yeah.
It's like, no, today they did it, and I'm happy that they did it today.
Yes.
That's enough.
Yes.
Anything other than that, niggas be hating, and I think that's a big part of it. And I think a lot of people in the world are haters.
100%.
And since like we don't act like that, sometimes it takes a lot for us to see it. Like with the shorty I was talking about that hated me, I think she also was a hater, like all around, right?
Yeah.
So like I think she hated me and she was a hater.
Yeah.
It took a minute for me to realize that it was just different things that felt like she was always trying to like kick a nigga down a level. And it's like, well, you can't. But like, why you want to do that?
Yeah.
Why do you want to make me feel bad about something and fuck me after? Like, what kind of sick shit is that you going through? You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, she has some sick shit going on, but I think it's like that. Like a lot of times people they don't know how to stop hating. They don't know how to say I'm hating.
They don't know how to say I'm hating.
I definitely
Or that they not
I
supporting.
learned that recently. I ain't never been a hater in my life until I seen Nikola Jokic. I swear to God. I swear to God, it's the first time I ever been a hater. Because how the fuck can he be so athletic? So unathletic.
And be so
Dominating the
dominant.
fucking league. I don't like that shit. I'm hating on it.
Okay.
You know? And I can't admit it.
That's an understandable hate. I understand that.
Like this nigga can barely jump and he's out there fucking y'all up.
Triple doubles.
All the
Almost
time.
averaging. Yeah.
You know, and he is averaging one right now.
Oh, it moved up to an actual triple double.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, 10.1 assists. I said it last night. You know, I'm hating on that.
Okay.
But it don't. The thing is, since I'm not in the NBA, it's easy for me to say that. It's hard for you to say you hating on somebody sitting in the room with you.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't do it. I just wouldn't be in the room if I can't be happy for you.
I think that's what you have to do. If you cannot overcome that hate, why are you maintaining a relationship with me?
Yeah.
Why aren't you the one breaking up? I feel like that is your jurisdiction to do. Break up with me. Hey, I can't get past this. We probably got to end. It takes a lot of what's the word? I can say self-awareness, but I want to say something. I want to say something like
awareness.
I think that's
cooler.
Awareness might be right on the head.
Okay. Yeah, you gotta be aware of what the fuck you feeling and going through, and that you can't get over it. A lot of times people thinking that they can get over shit. That's how people get cheated on, taken back, and they behave differently for the rest of the relationship and shit. Like, I know damn well you cheat on me, it's over with. We don't ever gotta talk.
Yeah.
We don't gotta say nothing because I'm thinking about it every day. Oh, every time I look at your ass, it's over with. You know? So, but a lot of people think, oh, I can get over it. I got the forgiveness in my heart. I don't have any forgiveness in my heart.
Weak as hell.
Facts.
You know? Yeah, I'm not strong enough for no shit like that at all. But a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
They don't know that.
Yeah.
And I do think it's one of those, like you say, it's on the responsibility to break up should be on them. I do think the responsibility to not stay in a relationship you shouldn't be in is on both parties at all times.
Yes.
At all times.
Yes.
It's like we were talking about that the other day with a woman who might not want to have sex with her man because she got these other problems and shit that she got going on, and it's like, all right, well, leave that nigga there. Leave that nigga before you get cheated on. Like,
I feel it.
it's that simple. If you with somebody you don't want to fuck, why are you with them?
I mean, maybe they got a little agreement going on, you know.
I was gonna say, what are the parameters, whatever the fuck,
What, like an agreement go fuck somebody else then?
or not
Whatever
to have
it is,
sex? Yeah.
or like,
Yeah,
you know.
but then those people with those agreements not crying about getting cheated on.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the motherfuckers who I decided I don't want to fuck you, and then when you fuck somebody else, I'm crying about it.
Some people be abusing the hall pass too, you know.
I don't even know how that's possible.
Because I told you could fuck her, but not her.
Well, see, why would you do that?
That was just our agreement.
I see both sides.
Yeah, I see both sides.
Why would you tell me I can have a little pussy and not have all the pussy? Like, how do that make
Exactly.
That was the
You know
terms
what I'm
of our
saying?
agreement.
sense?
You
I
a
guess.
lawyer,
But that's
you know
the
that,
terms
man.
of the agreement.
You know that,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, but like, why? Just on human nature, why would you expect them to stop at that one? Why would
Because of
you
our
expect that?
terms.
I can't wait to see your ass in court, bro.
You know?
Your Honor, based on human nature, my client was trying to fuck multiple bitches. Like,
Yeah. I'm just
Polygamy
saying,
is nature.
like, see, now I would never go in court with that. But like, if I'm sitting there having a conversation with somebody and they venting, oh man, they feelings hurt. I mean, well, you dumb, bro. Like, why would you do that?
okay.
You know, that's like, yeah. I saw. You ever see people talk about the woman, she'll go let a man spend money on her and then go back to her man and shit like that. I saw a video like that. I remember it was yesterday, the day before. Woman was talking about the goofy in Target, said he was gonna buy her whatever she want, and when asked her man if it was okay, right? Like, this was a skit, but I know people in real life who act like shit like this is okay. But it's like, you gonna let that man go spend some money on your woman? Why you think it's gonna stop there? And why you think you gonna find out all the money he spent? Like, that shit dumb as hell. So you gonna go and tell her it's okay for another nigga to show her that he a provider. And you think she's still gonna be your woman? That's dumb as hell. So like, so you gonna go and let him fuck that one woman and realize? So he like, all right, shit, it ain't hurt. It's just a little sex, clearly, because she let me do this. So what's the difference between this pussy and that one?
All right, bro, but I ain't. But you still you know what we signed up for.
Fuck that. You know, about 6 months ago in, y'all had 4th of July plans. She done switched them bitches. Yeah, your ass sick.
It seems like they know that they signed up for a relationship where they not fucking other people. Like, and if that's it, once you start modifying shit, you already need to be on the way out. Because why are y'all making this modification now? If y'all didn't go into it saying, all right, look, we know we still fucking other people. We never stop, but we gonna be together and still do us. If it didn't start like that, y'all had to start fucking other people to find a spark or some shit like that, bro. Go fuck somebody else and only fuck them. Don't come back to him because you don't want him no more. And I think a lot of times people don't be ready to make those kind of decisions because it'd be hard to break up with somebody, especially somebody you spend time with. Oh, damn, I ain't gonna see with them. We ain't gonna watch whatever TV show they watch, all kind of shit like that. It'd be
Living
hard
single.
yeah, it'd be hard to give up on shit like that. But sometimes you got to.
I ain't been in enough relationships to give any pushback or agreement to it because I feel like I want to hold space for the people that acknowledge that people change, relationships, they evolve and they grow. Some people regress, and sometimes you got to change the scope of your relationship to can maintain it. Hold space for those people that think that like that. I haven't been in a relationship where I feel like, okay, well, we're growing apart, so let's change some shit. I ain't never experienced that, so I don't know. But
Once
I
y'all
know.
start growing apart, nigga,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
y'all just.
I probably
There's
should
a
leave.
respectful way to go about it, and you should. But once
Yeah.
y'all start growing apart, bro, just accept it and respect each other on the way out.
Okay,
My
we're
thing-
gonna end the episode with this last topic, just to tie in this whole supporter sending this message into me.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we, us, people that look like us, why can't we tend to try to just end things amicably? Why do we feel like it has to end in disarray?
Because if it don't, motherfuckers coming back. So with me, well, if I'm cutting somebody off, I like them to know you cut all the way off.
Mm-hmm.
Don't call me no more. Right. So sometimes you got to say some mean things. It's not quite amicable then at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes, like to really establish that boundary, you got to let a motherfucker know you really mean it. Or else they gonna think that you don't.
Mm-hmm.
And I think now sometimes shit just be fucked up, and that's why it's ending.
Mm-hmm.
So it's already not amicable. Like they say, Keita Rose talking about she ain't get paid. If she ain't get paid, ain't nothing fucking amicable.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it really just depends on the circumstances a lot. But I think sometimes it's necessary for it not to be too amicable if you mean it, and it depends on what the motherfucker did to be getting cut off. Like motherfucker really disrespected the fuck out of you completely. Yeah, you need to let them know that.
And I feel like it depends on the two people and if their character makeups are the same.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes your falling out or growing apart or growing separate could start over a small problem, but one of y'all had a problem with the other person about a bunch of other small shit that really didn't matter.
Yeah.
And whatever you're going through in life right now, whatever's going on this day, that one small thing that they did was the straw that broke the camel back. And now it's like, I don't know, whatever happens led to them cursing you out or you cursing them out or y'all fight or whatever the fuck. And then from there, it's like, shit, nigga, the relationship is crashed. But if you got two people that got the same like character makeup and they both know how to maturely end relationships, I don't think those two people are, gonna crash when they separate.
Okay.
Because out of the two of my 3 relationships, 2 of them ended great. Like we still cool and everything.
Yeah. Ideally, that's how I would like relationships with exes to be,
Mm-hmm.
because I know I ain't do shit to you for real.
I don't like it to be that way. I don't like. Why do we need to be cool? What do we need to be friends for? Why do I need to see you in the club and want to speak to you? Like, don't talk to me. Like, we not together no more. Leave me the fuck alone.
Amicable is
damn.
amicable. If I once love you, the only thing I can do now is hate you. I don't hate you, and so cool. We're just like, we ain't gotta be friends.
Yeah, we don't gotta talk.
But we ain't got no
gotta...
animosity. Like, why? I know I ain't do nothing to you.
See, but that's the thing. A lot of people think not having animosity mean they should come talk to you.
Okay, that's where you messed up at.
But
that don't mean come talk to me.
Right. See, but then at the point that you let them know that,
Yeah.
now there's animosity because they feel like you was disrespecting them and
Understood.
shit like that. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's like, because if it's I don't want to talk to you, I have no interest in ever speaking to you again, and you come up to me in the club and because you saw me and you just wanted to say hey because we still cool. No, and I tell you that,
That animosity is right there now. Nah, it's
Yeah.
fuck him. He,
Yeah.
he acted brand dude, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, it's just I don't see a reason for us to still communicate.
I feel it.
Yeah.
Because now I'm thinking, I'm like, yeah, we shouldn't. Me and my exes really shouldn't say hi to each other.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a big deal, but it's like if we
Yeah.
seen each other across the room, it's like, yeah, go ahead and
Yeah.
I give you one of these, like a head nod or something. Yeah.
Right. But we don't need to come up to
Yeah,
each other.
don't
to
come
have
up
a
to each other.
conversation.
Yeah, nah, bro.
Like, I don't have nothing else to talk about. If I wanted to talk to you, we wouldn't have ended.
Give you a little 2 fingers.
You know, yeah. But I think like with the podcast, you know, whether it's the podcast, record labels, you know, Jim Jones and Cameron, they've been arguing and shit like that. Like shit only ends when it goes bad most of the time. And I think because it's like with shit still going well, people don't end shit. And when they do, like Jay-Z did with Rockefeller, they talk about that shit for 20 years, you know?
Yeah, Dipset had the same problem over and over again. Like I'm tired of Cameron and Jim Jones dissing each other when they both was in the shit that they're dissing each other about.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like nigga, y'all were Cam was clowning him about getting chased out of Harlem. It's like nigga, you were there. You was with him getting chased out of Harlem.
You know?
What the fuck?
I think the first step to making to at least trying to end things amicably is not to fuck them over. Like you don't have to not pay me when I'm rendering services for you.
Yeah, see, but then if I paid you, you wouldn't quit. So it ain't no end.
Or I would
think,
quit
you
because
know?
I feel like I need to move on from this opportunity. Something out there is greater for me. And it could have just been that and we go our separate ways. You fill the role and I have my new role.
Yeah.
And I was also paid.
Yeah, and that's possible, you know. And of course, things like that happen, but those just don't be the stories. There's somebody moving on. There's
Yeah.
no story there. You
Yeah.
know?
Because somebody
So-
did some foul shit.
Yeah,
So
but
I'm saying erase the foul shit. And that's the only way we can have less of those stories. Now, people still can try to figure out to find something to be upset at. Because typically people try to do that because they just, I don't think people are okay. Like it feels good to them to be able to end shit on a positive note. Like, no, I'm so used to everything being an argument. So I need to yell at you on your way out.
yeah,
This don't feel right.
yeah,
Yeah, it don't feel like we're over till we fight each other.
Yeah.
Type shit.
That's, yeah. They just, you know. Yeah.
And
I used to be like that.
Mhm.
I'm glad I'm not.
yeah,
We've
it's
grown.
tough because I don't even know how we avoid it. I don't know how to change that. Like, I don't know. You know, I feel like I have to say something bad.
No,
I have to say
because
something
recently, because like
no, leave me the fuck alone. I mean it.
because recently we're like having talking stages and dating and shit. Like I can respectfully tell you, like, yeah, but this ain't it.
Yeah,
And then I
see?
can see you next week at a spot and hey, what's up? And go my own. We both, you know,
I like that slang that was started with Justin LeBoy with respectfully.
what?
Respectfully. Like when he started saying that shit, respectfully. And then he say something that's probably could be taken as disrespect.
Okay, I know he's
Respectfully,
Yeah.
Jonesy, you stank.
yeah, but
that shit.
I just didn't know that was a his thing.
Yeah, he I would say that he started it because that's where I saw it come from.
I was gonna say that's just how we always talked.
I wasn't talking like that. Y'all was saying respectfully before.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was a regular word that a lot of people had in their vocabularies, and he just started overusing it.
Okay.
And it was that.
Yeah.
So it was like, now I remind you of him, but I've been saying this shit just speaking regular English.
cool.
You know?
Well, I definitely say
Yeah.
say it in the way that he says it,
Yeah.
overusing it because of him.
Plus, my pops was like overly respectful, so it's like I would hear him talk to people respectfully, man. Kiss my ass, like
Gotcha. Okay. Well, damn, I forgot where I was going with this, but
respectfully ending, separating.
yes. I don't know where I was going with that, but to just wrap up this whole little talking piece, do you all have a gym?
That I was gonna have a real one.
Mm-hmm.
I made it this whole episode.
And still ain't got a gym.
No. I just wanted to say I made it this whole episode. They ain't said nothing about no dick.
Oh.
Oh. I'm
Oh.
proud.
I'm going to end it without doing it.
I
Okay.
think you
Cortland,
did
don't
it
throw me
now,
off.
though.
Cortland, don't say shit. Cortland, we don't want a gym this time.
No, we want a gym from Cortland because this is Cortland's kind of last day with the team for a little bit. My boy moving on up to the Jeffersons, but he'll be
Yeah.
around sometimes.
Yeah, man, he don't fuck with us no more.
Yeah, but what's your gym before we take it away and let Cortland give one?
Cortland, you can start, man.
Okay, you got a gym for us, Cortland?
Now I got something.
You got to
brewing.
leave us with something nice, bro.
Oh man. I guess based off like, what's been said today, like in politics and stuff, current events in the world, I say the best thing we could do is continue to look forward, continue to work on ourselves individually. It's one of the things I'll always stand by. Don't get shook by what's going on outside of you. Um, and don't let what's going on outside of you affect the way you treat your neighbor. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
man.
Continue to love on everybody. Uh, continue to love what you're doing. Continue to push towards what you're doing. Even when the outside doesn't reflect how you feel and what you aspire to be and see within. Keep going until, what's external looks like what's internal.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
that outside dick keep them hoes sick.
God damn it.
That's basically
Jonesy.
what he said.
Do you
He
think?
said such a great message, and he just follows it up with that.
But that's what he said. That
Yes.
outside dick. Okay.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. My gym is for all the professional people out there, all the hardworking people out there that get on the internet and act as rappers and cameraman and painters and all this other shit.
hmm
When you got a skill like plumbing or HVAC right there, you could keep the rapping shit, but at least have some educational shit too. You know what I'm saying? You could be shoot 'em up the block on this Instagram page, but you could also be Turtles Plumbing Company on this page, and you teach niggas how to snake a drain or something.
So you could be a rapping plumber.
Exactly,
Okay.
and you can
Rapping
separate
about
the
shit.
two. So that's my gym. We
You said
need
what?
more
Said rapping about shit.
rapping about shit.
Okay.
So we need more. We need more of that, man. I ain't saying don't rap, but if you got some positive shit going on, put that on the internet too.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right. Cal.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Mine
man.
is definitely
Big dick shit.
focus on your health. And that's really just about it. Whatever you got to do, everybody needs something different. Exercising and all of that. We don't all need to work on the same stuff, but figure out what you need to work on to do it. Donald Trump withdrew us from the fucking World Health Organization. I don't even really know exactly what the fuck they do, but I know it sounds like something we should be a part of. Since we're not,
COVID.
y'all got to focus on yourself and focus on how to stay alive for as long as you can, and focus on what's good for you and what's not good for you. And just do the best, do your research and shit, and just try to take care of yourself as best as you can. And that's something that's important. It's never a bad time to start taking care of yourself, but there is a point where it's too late and you don't want to wait.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
For the sex self out there, it ain't never too. Never mind. Go
Um,
on.
I be trying to pick a gym that encapsulates every fucking topic we touch on, but it's hard.
Yeah, it's never too late to get the dick checked on, but it is too late to get the dick checked on.
Mute his mic.
Okay.
I guess anybody that probably watches this episode and they get to the point of us talking about slang and shit and niggas seeming like they're getting upset, don't take that far at all. We are all people here with love. Everything that we speak about, I feel like a lot of us all live in that message. Me and Cal have many heated debates.
Y'all should see us talk about Beyonce and Michael Jackson.
I knew what I was doing when I brought the nigga on the team. I knew that things like this would happen. I know that we can walk away and go eat White Palace.
Yeah, y'all
afterwards.
should have saw what happened when she told me Kevin Durant wasn't top 10 all time.
I think I agree with that.
Ah, fuck, Jones.
Sorry. Who's on Michael Jackson's side and Beyonce's side?
Michael Jackson, Beyonce.
Beyonce.
Oh, that's so.
Hey, look.
Okay.
And you can do that
It's
too.
Beyonce.
You can have disagreeing point of views on shit like Beyonce and Michael Jackson, and y'all still can rock out together. But when it starts to talk about what's happening to the kids, what's happening to the families, what happened to the whatever, we can't disagree on that. We can't disagree
Yeah.
on shit like that. And so that's where community comes in. Those
Right.
things are the things that we have to be all on one accord on. Nobody should be treated better than the other. And I guess that's my gem, is during this whole 4 years, really find your community and be a pivotal figure in it. Don't just be there to suck up the resources that we're all trying to create for each other. Okay. All right. Well, shit, we're going
Because I can rent right now.
Okay,
I can really rent right now.
We're going to end on that note. And speaking of community, we have a Discord community and we have a club. I would love for you to join the club. The club is free for anybody. I know y'all be seeing the little ad that I put in every episode. Go to our website, www.com, clubculturepodcast.com. Join our Discord. That is also free. Everything is free. Join it. There is an option to become a paid subscriber where you get exclusive content from us. You get a bonus episode every month. You get the first peeks at new stuff. You get access to on the Discord that free members does not have. And so let's say we all was to go live today and shoot something and want to talk to the Discord community. Everybody that is a paid clubby, a VIP member, they get to engage with us while you just get to watch us outside the club. So you get to watch us engage with the VIP members, but you can't send a message. You can't really do much, but just tune in into the conversation. So if you want to be a part of the conversation, then become a VIP member today.
And don't hate from outside the club.
Don't hate. Don't hate. If you're on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. And if you're on your favorite streaming platform, thank you for tuning in. And make sure you leave us a rating. Peace. Hello, Co-Culture family. Guess what? We have a website. We have a newly updated website available for you all to go search up today. The website is clubculturepodcast.com. You'll be able to find all the news and updates that you need to know about club culture. You'll be able to join our club. The club used to be the Patreon, but now it's hosted directly on our website. So you can become a clubby today. And we also have our merch shop. All the merch that you see me wear in episodes and all the other members, it's available on our website only. Check out the new Club Culture Season 7 Define the Odds hoodie that I have on. This is available on the website for you to collect as you follow through the rest of the seasons that we have. You see this nice embroidered beanie that I got on. It fits me very well. Everything is high quality. You know how I am about my okay? I don't play. And so check out the website. Join the club today. Join the club today. I have so many exciting things to show you all this season and forever on. And please, 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 the very top of the website, I'm going to show you all. The very top of the website, you'll see the bar up there, join the Discord community today. Please click that and join the Discord. It's free for anybody to have access to. It just have little terms and conditions to it, depending on your tier of a membership. But please, go to our website today, become a clubby, join the Discord, and let's rock out this whole season.
Just watch the damn podcast.